Okay. So we're coming to the next map, which is Concepts. In the inbounds route, it's got a really hard fling that looks really satisfying. We have to skip that because we have to go out of bounds instead. So I guess I'll start explaining things now because it's going to be a fair bit to get through. First thing is funnel fly. So when you go into a funnel and you crouch, if you're at zero velocity in certain ways, basically the game just forgets to register that you've left the funnel when you leave it. So you can preserve like the sort of zero gravity state that you have in a funnel while being anywhere on the map or anywhere on any map. So it's really, really big and really important for what's coming up. So first thing we do is we grab the cube and we bring it through here to turn on this funnel. Then we get ourselves into funnel fly. The next thing is a portal bump. Goodigo, can you explain that, please? Because I've got to do stuff.
Yeah, basically...
oh, wait, that's the wrong portal.
when you try to shoot a portal on another portal, the game can't put like two portals on top of each other, so it bumps the one you shoot to the side. And a lot of the time it doesn't check if there's like a wall in between where it's trying to bump it to. So if you shoot one right next to a wall and then try to shoot one on the very edge of it, it just kind of pushes it through the wall. So that's why you see his orange portal there. You see the outline. It's just outside of the map. Right there, yeah.
Okay, let's try this again. Wait, which one? Okay, blue. There we go. So yeah, by doing that I can get out of bounds, and now I'm at these boxes. So when I mentioned earlier that when you touch the change level trigger, it doesn't actually change level straight away, it teleports you to these boxes. These are the boxes that I'm talking about. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves just under these boxes. And whenever you crouch in this game, for a brief period of time, your hitbox is extended 2 units higher than your head. What this means is if we get ourselves just under this box, we can then crouch, and that'll mean that we'll trigger the box. So we triggered the change level, and then I got stuck. Did I start from there? Yeah, so I got all the way back onto a save because I strafed to the wrong direction there.
Bait and Switch, Vice City's only radio show devoted to water sports.
Okay, so yeah, we strafe out there. Wait.
Oh, wrong script.
Okay.
Who wrote this shit? Yeah, that's more like it.
Oh.
It's Bait and Switch with Larry.
I thought I was on a different map, I guess. That's not right. Okay. Yeah, straight to the side there, and that lets us teleport straight into this map. We would try and do the same thing again here, but we can't because there's a surface that blocks you under these boxes here. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves onto this surface, jump up, and get ourselves just above the boxes. Now when we save load out of bounds, the game pushes us down just a little bit, just a few units. So we're just going to do this repeatedly to get ourselves on top of the box, and then we're going to do this again to get ourselves inside the box. Once we're inside the box, the game will transition us. Because we're actually inside the box where we're supposed to be, the game will put us back inbounds into the elevator. The only reason we didn't get put back into the elevator this time, on the first one that we did, was because we strafed to the side, we moved to the side. The game always tries to teleport you relative to wherever you are positioned, and the way it puts you back inbound is it puts you back into a box that's on the like, so like when it transitions level, it'll put me in the box that's on this level that then puts you into the elevator. So yeah, then we can grab this cube and we're gonna try and just get ourselves back out of bounds in just a short moment. Wait. Yeah. So we grab the cube, and then for this one we're going to be save loading out of bounds. Similar to how I mentioned when save loading pushes you down out of bounds, it sort of does a similar thing if you position yourself in certain ways in Portal. It'll just try and like get you outside the portal. And if you've got yourself locked with a cube, or if you're just in certain surfaces, sometimes the game will push you down. There I died, but it doesn't matter because it still put us here. So we just save a little bit more to get ourselves unstuck.
But folks should also make sure it's a real body of water.
And once we're unstuck, we can start going. And we're trying to head back to the boxes that we were at last time, but on this map. So yeah, we're just doing the same thing that we did while bunny hopping air strafing, but because we have no friction, we have no time to jump, it's just floating in the air because of our crouch fly that we got a few maps back.
What the? I was fucked up, man. But those bitches was fat. They look like goddamn manatees. Yeah. Not a good day's fishing.
So in here we're just strafing along the box, getting ourselves there. Alright, so when we're under the box, we just do the same thing. We crouch, we stand up. We need to stand up here because if we stay crouched, we'll be put too low on the next map to be able to touch the boxes. So if we stand, we'll be put here.
Not a good
We can
day's
just
fishing.
reload once more.
Thanks.
And
Thanks a lot for that, Bob. Thank you. Moving on with the show.
Yeah. You got a beer, LJ?
Hell no.
If you look in the wrong direction,
Hell
this map
no,
will
not
crash, so I
a
need to be
beer.
careful
I
not
got
to do
a
that.
fucking case of beer. Drink
We
up,
didn't-
boy.
we're good.
Man up. Nice.
Yeah. This map
That's gonna
puts
be
you in
some
bounds pretty
good
much no matter
fucking
what you
show,
do.
I'll
So
tell
you
you
can
what.
avoid it. There's nothing that's really currently viable.
Yeah. God damn, Bobby. You're a regular wind tunnel in
Yeah,
there.
the triggers are just a lot larger than they are on most
Holy
maps.
Burping,
shit.
fishing.
Especially the
Smells
standing
like a
time. Most of the time
fucking
the game makes you
camel.
stay
Man,
flat,
you crack me up,
That's
man.
what's in it.
Thanks. Drinks.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff.
So-
you know, LJ, I just want you
Yeah.
to know.
We're back in bounds for the
You
beginning
mean
of
a
this
lot
map.
to
We'll
me.
try and
A
hit
real
items.
lot, man.
Fishing in these parts, see,
pretty safe.
it's all about selecting the right way to go after
So,
your prey. Hey,
we
you
sort of
really
went
got to
through the
think
first,
about how to approach the
two
fish.
fifths of
You
the
know,
game.
what
pretty
kinds of
normal.
pole you gonna use?
We're now
And
at,
make
like,
sure you use
chapter
the right
4.
bait. I mean, I use a stink bait
I
by
think,
rubbing
yeah,
night
chapter 4.
crawlers or grubs
So,
on my junk. Real
we're
nice.
really progressing
It's
towards the end of the run.
unresistible, my junk.
Just by
Legendary.
touching
That's
the boxes
true.
out of
They
bounds.
still talking
The only
about
reason
it in the
we couldn't do it early
platoon.
was
Every
because we
time we
couldn't
get
final
back
flag.
together, every single Memorial Day,
So it
we
became-
always
so
hear
it's a
about
lot
the
harder to
smell
get
of
to the
his
boxes
junk.
and
Yeah.
do anything
Hey,
useful.
when you're in a foxhole, you got to do what you got to
So,
do.
Well, I've seen fish
Do you
just
have any
jump
idea
straight
what's
out the
called
water and
quantum
bite
crouch?
his
Good,
nuts.
can you talk about
Remember
that?
that time in the foxhole? Me,
Quantum crouch.
you.
Now, I believe I
that's
blacked
when you
out
go
that
to
time, and I
kind
never
of
did
really
find
look
out
at
why. You said
crouch
your
and
shirt
crouch
was the
and pop
Viet
back
Cong
out.
did that to me.
The game kind of thinks
You're a
it's
host,
crouch
talk.
state.
I'm sorry.
So,
Tell you, fish can't resist a
seems
good
kinda
stink bait.
Or a jerk
basically
bait.
crouch
I do
is
that a
in
lot
slowly.
too. It's really primal, you
But,
know? I mean, what am I
the
going to do?
tip-off is
Fishing
actually
makes me
slow
horny
standing.
sometimes.
So it's, like, way
You know what I'm
higher
talking
than
about,
the actual
Larry?
vision.
You know, it's like
So if he
football,
goes
you
up
know,
to
in
the
the
ceiling,
changing rooms
his
after a
crouch
big
stable
win.
hit the
Whoa,
ceiling,
hey, watch out,
but
Bob!
his head,
There,
which
got
game
the
thinks is standing,
fucker.
he's gonna, like, pop out.
I'm
So he
telling
just,
you, man,
shoot
fishing
the
and
pool
hunting
right
at the
there,
same
out of bounds.
time is good too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you don't have to
Like
pick
that.
between the two things
Yeah.
you like equally. You know, and people don't judge you
So now
unfair
I'm trying to get
for it.
myself
You know,
to
like
beat
some
boxes
folks who
again,
get all
and now we're gonna stay at
judgmental
the
and
boxes
shit
until the
and
final
start
boss fight
calling
down.
it a sin.
Hey, listen, you're fishing inland from Vice City, wading for bass and lily pads filled with gators and snakes and copperheads. That's a snake. All right, well, anyway, it's always a hoot. Now, the way I see it, something's gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Man's gotta eat.
That's right, man. You know what I do? I lure them in with my big shiner, my rod tip, dancing on the edge of the water, just waiting for a big wet
Yeah.
bite. You want to see?
So we just gotta like, go
no,
to these
no,
boxes
I
and
do
just kinda
not,
continue
Bobby.
straight
Look,
along them.
when you catch that big one, that's what I'm trying to say. You got to
hard
wrestle
thing
them in a
here is
boat.
making
It
sure you're
feels so
shaping the right
good to
direction,
pin
the right
something
amount.
to the
If you stray
ground,
too
you
much
know?
on certain
They're
things, you
wiggling
might get
around,
stuck
they're
into
trying
an
to
object.
resist.
If
You know, when you're out there,
stray
it's
from the wrong
easy to
direction, you
conceive
might
of
see I
men
strayed too far.
without women,
So I got
you
stuck
know,
inside that
and like
box, so
women
there's nothing
without
I can do
men.
there.
You know, about
Like I
three
said,
of
all
them,
the
you know,
teleports in
like,
this game are
I don't know,
completely relative
Swedish
to
or some
your
shit.
position on the
You
previous
are
or
out of
the
your
position that you
fucking
were
mind.
last
You
at.
know that? Hey, listen,
So,
most important of all,
when it
make sure you
teleports you
sink
and you
every
stray too
penny
far,
you
can just
own
be
into
stuck
a
in certain
good
things
boat.
that you
Yeah,
wanna be.
because then they can't get any of that
Might be
alimony.
too
You know
low
what I
here.
mean? No
Yeah, yeah.
alimony for the
Yeah,
bitches.
yeah.
Because women are trouble.
Hey,
Let me
man.
tell
It's a
you
little bit
something.
hard to control
That's
your
why
height
when I
and
go to a
a bit
strip
low
club,
if you,
I tear the bills in half,
stray
and
too
I get
hard
two
along the
stuffs
boxes
for a
or
buck. Women are
sometimes other
teasers,
times
and they
you
only
just
care
want
about
something
money.
cannibal.
Sick of it.
Kids, you listening up? Hey, you know fishing's competitive too. I mean, trying to break the sound barrier to get to a fishing hole early in the morning is a great way to spill the cooler full of beer and knock the transom and bottom half of your motor off your boat, you know? I mean, 50 boats going
we just
0 to
keep on doing the
70
same
in
thing with
15
crashing
seconds
boxes,
all in
we
the
straight
same
to the
body
side.
of water in the dark at 6
Box,
a.m.
we
while
save it
drinking.
once, and we
Woo! Now
straight
that's
on
having
the
fun
crowd.
out in nature. That is fucking conservation.
And if turtles or liberals or anybody else gets in your way of your good time, just shoot them.
This is pretty
Survival of the
difficult, so I'm
fittest,
not
man.
trying to
That's
talk
how I got here.
much.
I mean, to think there were a million other
Is,
sperm I had to compete
pretty
against,
technical.
swimming around in my mom's love tunnel.
I think I messed that one up.
What the hell are you talking about?
Thank the
Okay.
good Lord, is
Guess
what
you
I'm
did.
trying to say. Because I am the highest
I
form of
mentioned
life on
earlier
the
that there are
earth,
certain
off from
parts
that one
in out of
day.
bounds where if you look
that,
at it,
and because I
the
got
game will
these
crash.
thumbs,
That one
I
doesn't
call them
happen on
trigger
my PC,
bitches. That's
but
what I call
apparently
them.
on this one
You know
it
what?
still crashes.
Whatever. Let's
So-
take a quick break. You're listening to Bait
I'd
and
be careful
Switch,
not to look
and
at
even
that
though the
spot.
environmentalists cry every time we say it, this is
Never lucky, dude.
VCPR, Vice City
Hate to
Public
see it.
Radio.
And this is Jonathan Freeloader, formerly of Channel
was trying
4
to, like, sync
News.
with
Now
Steam, so
here
it's
at
taking
Have to
forever to
Pay,
load.
because that's what public
That's
radio
all
is all
basic
about.
zero.
Doing good, feeling very good good about yourself. But like I told my divorce attorney, I'm going to starve
Hey,
that
then,
bitch.
good to go.
Bait and Switch is brought to you by
Third
Double
time
Ot
asking
Lager
this.
beer. When you're
Still
trying
chilling.
to ease the pain of life with a TV cowboy for a president,
Hey, man.
do it
Give
fast
it a
with
change,
Double
alright?
Ot Lager.
Now
I
back
need to
to
type in a couple
bait
commands before I
and
get going.
switch.
'Cause
Okay, you're back
otherwise
on bait and
things won't work
switch.
how
Now,
I need
me
them
and
to.
Bobby here was just talking about
I'm a
these
little less
do-gooders trying to
comfortable
save the
with all
whale
these
or the giraffe or the
Not just
manatee or the platypus or the
guess
echidna, whatever. Now, when I'm fishing a good
Or
spot in the
cheetah,
cove or
dude.
open ocean, that big dumb sea cow just gets in my way.
I saw a
right.
manatee at the Vice City Aquarium last week. It let out a feces the size of your head.
Yeah, and I tell you what,
So-
I don't want anyone coming in my
No
bathroom
way.
and watching
I've never
me
seen
do
a crash
number
yet. Okay,
two.
there we go. We're good.
Oh,
Just a little fake out.
okay.
So, remember, survival is important. We hunt to kill, but nature
Really?
hunts us to kill too. I was.
What?
No, I meant that. I meant
I
that.
know. I'm just.
If you get stuck out in the bush and you had to stay
there we go.
warm, say, what would you do?
Look, hey man,
Wait,
a
we
man's
too
got to
far
live
down
off
now?
the land. You
That's
know,
right.
Come on.
you got to be prepared to wrap yourselves in plastic wrap together and share the warmth, man. You know, hey, two bodies
There we
pressed
go. Okay, I
together.
think we should be good.
You know, it's cold. You know,
Yeah.
spoon. You do what you got to do, man.
Or
Might
as an
bring some forward.
alternative to that, you know, you can
Well, yeah,
always
yeah.
could just bring some gasoline,
Yeah,
set
make
something
sure
on
that we don't look in
fire.
the wrong
Yeah,
direction.
you know what? That's it. That's it. Burning shit is great.
Hell yeah.
Fuck, burn people too. I don't care. That's how we won Nam. Any scrubber forest should do it, really.
So that's it.
Nice. Okay, we did it. We're in the second
Everything you
last
need
map
for
now.
a successful trip into the wilderness.
Yep.
Now, we got boats,
Yep.
fishing poles,
Still out of bounds.
high quality ordnance,
Next
beer.
map
Yeah,
again
beer.
We got more
forces us
beer.
back in down, so it gives you a completely
And a buddy.
new player.
Don't
identity,
forget a
so,
buddy
like,
out there.
All the glitches
Yeah,
that we
and
set
you
up
have
through
yourself
run
a
will
good
be
old
reset.
time.
It'll like
You know,
reload us like
some
we're
Indian
starting a new game,
tribes
basically.
have beauty contests where the female
And this is
contestants
the
have to
end of the final
kill
boss.
and
So we're back
slaughter
in
a
down,
sheep.
we've got no
I
crowd
mean,
flow, we've got
to see
nothing.
a woman all
We just
covered
head
in
in here
blood and
to stop this
sinew.
cutscene. We can just head up.
What I'm saying is,
Here
they're
if you
all
want,
rabbit
just to
bitches
say-
anyway.
Yeah,
Just to see what's
amen to
going-
that.
oh,
Amen to that. Now, that was
Let's
this
see what's
week's
going on.
You
There's
and Your
actually no
Boat.
point in
You're
doing
listening to Bait and Switch with me,
It?
Larry Joe, and my
get in
co-host,
here.
Bobby Ray.
No, wait.
Just open the
We're
door.
more than co-hosts,
So
all right? We're buddies. I mean, I'd
Quite
take a
hard,
bullet
eh?
for you.
Well,
A big
Easy.
load in the face, bro.
yeah. What?
We're best buddies,
Yeah,
is
here's
what
the
I'm
final boss
saying.
fight.
Sure.
Our
I mean, we
end
did
goal
that
is to
thing
get on top of
together.
the
No,
Vegas.
best
no,
buddies.
Generally,
no,
you're
we
supposed to
did not
spray,
do
like,
that
a bunch of
thing. Now,
stuff
you
with
asked,
tarts,
I
there's
said
some
no,
beds,
we
there's
did not
some
do
beds
that.
there,
We
there's
did
some
not
beds.
do
We became
Um,
blood brothers, okay?
We're gonna
Oh.
be
Yeah,
skipping
after you cut
this
your
entire
hand,
half.
taking
of
that
the
treble hook
Oh,
out of that scene I
fight.
don't
Everything in a
right.
second.
you
Because all we need to do
accidentally
is actually get on
snapped.
top of him and
Right,
press
yeah,
that
yeah,
and press
that's
E
what
there.
you're
Yeah.
talking about. Of course.
So
I mean, we
go
have the
through
best
here.
times, you know, you,
Ooh.
me,
I've
the
never had a game
guys,
drop FPS though.
men, having fun together. We're laughing,
Okay.
crying,
Go to the
hugging.
chart there.
Shut
Get
up,
it destroy
saying
all
funny
these
shit.
servers.
Just can it right there,
No,
Bobby
you
Ray.
give me
You
a
hear
goddamn
me?
break, man. This stuff's important to me.
Listen,
the same
I
thing
have
on
a
the
wife
side.
listening
Yeah,
right
she's
now
a
to
goddamn
the show.
whore.
What?
Oh, man.
Oh, what?
Said it again.
No, not
We've
this
got
again.
some water prepared.
Again. All right, now
fire.
we're on the
I'm gonna
air.
bring the tart.
We're at the boat show,
sorry.
okay?
Over
Good
here.
times, man.
sorry.
Think
I'm really
happy
good at shooting
thoughts.
lamps.
Outboard motors, dead fish,
So we can bring it
bullets
here. We're gonna put
ripping
it right
through
next to this
flesh.
lost wall.
I'm thinking about
if we
that
like
right
go
now.
up against the
Great,
tart and then
great,
shoot the
that's
portal,
happy.
it
So
flips the
anyhow,
wall.
listen, Bait and
So
Switch
we can
is
bring it
coming
out
at
here.
you today from the
Normally
boat
it
show
would get
here in
fizzled by the
Vice
fizzler over
City.
there.
I hate
so
myself.
we needed to
I
do
just
that.
hate myself.
Look, don't
man.
lose
So
any
here we
sleep
just
over
put
it,
the
all
turret
right?
right
Just don't
here,
worry
and
about
then
it.
we
Forget it.
try
We
to
met some
jam
great
it in the
folk
right
here
spot.
at the boat show. Real people, not office
And if
folk.
its
I
legs
mean,
get stuck
people
in the
with
right way,
necks. A couple
it
of
gets
girls
stuck
with
here.
big tits advertising the ammunition
get on top
bazooka
of it.
sale. I said to her, hey, you got a
And
license
we
to
just
carry
try to
them
jump to the end now.
44s?
This is a relatively difficult game, so it might take a few
Oh,
attempts.
she didn't get it.
The sluts, man. You know what I
Time's
mean?
coming up
They're
on
just,
the
they're
other
just, they're just sluts.
All right, shut up. Okay, you hear me? Just shut up, all right? I ain't doing this no more. And I mean no more like never. You hear me, Bobby Ray?
Hey, there we
you
go.
hear me?
And that's
You are
time.
acting hysterical, acting funny, and I don't mean ha-ha funny. I mean funny like...
Yeah, man. All right,
All right.
all right. You know, I hear you, Larry Joe.
I guess,
All right, so
thanks.
say
Shout
it.
outs to
Look,
everyone.
man, all
Shout outs
right,
to
I'm sorry I
Nex
called your
and everyone
wife
who's been
Mary
running
Sue
Mel
a
recently.
whore,
Shout outs to
okay?
Connie and Rex, who
And
actually
those
took
two
my little
hooker
record
sluts. I'm
like
sorry.
a week before this event.
Look, Bobby's just upset at this big old
yeah.
striper that he had, and the line
Sounds
broke.
sweet.
Right as he's about to pull into the boat. I mean, I understand. I understand that.
yeah,
Now,
if
he's
you're
just
at
letting
all
off
interested
some
in this
steam,
game or Portal 2
trying to
in general,
relax.
Twitter account
Sometimes
plus Portal 2, and
relaxing
then
can be
join the Discord
stressful.
server
It's
from
like
there.
when you accidentally hit a bitch in the
everyone
face for mouthing the
willing to
fuck
help
off
you
to
out.
you. You know what I'm
It's a really
saying?
nice
Yeah.
game
And
for the
you,
most part.
be quiet,
yeah.
or I'll walk, and you'll be back at the truck stops and off the goddamn radio. Oh, man, relaxing's great. And here at the boat show, it's all about relaxing.
I'll tell you, man. You know what relaxes me? Jerking off.
Right now on Bait and Switch, we got a the guy I met earlier was
Hi
something
there,
no
and
serious
thank you for tuning in.
outdoorsman should be without.
I'd
Welcome
like
to
to
Bait
remind
and
you about
Switch,
an upcoming
Kenny
event
Crane!
here on ESA.
Hi guys, how y'all doing?
Hey, have a lager beer.
Which
You
will
bet
be
your
live
ass.
between
So,
May 28th
Kenny, how you enjoying
May
the boat
31st.
show?
Man, it's just
Schedule.
gets better every year. I mean, the
here is just amazing.
live
I mean, it's
on the
just full of boats upon blocks.
Thank you for
Yeah, it's
supporting ESA in
incredible.
these
You know what I
times.
mean? These boats.
And
I mean, you
can
know, you
always
see guys
subscribe or
standing
use your
around
Twitch
thinking
Prime
about what
token
comes
to continue
natural
to
and
do so.
primal. You know,
Or
like in a
follow us
circle.
on social
Yeah, you
media
bet your sweet
down
ass,
below.
Bubba. I'm here representing my product. Something I invented, you know.
Thank you
that
so
no
much.
serious hunter should ever consider going into the wilderness without her. It's deer urine.
Hey, now what in the high holy hell are you talking about, son?
Have you ever covered yourself in deer urine? The bucks can't resist it, boy. They'll roll up on you. Look at old wide-eyed, scratching their antlers on trees. It'll give you a big throbber, I'm telling you.
Look, I don't care. I ain't putting no animal urine on me.
I will. I mean, for the show.
That just about wraps up our program, broadcasting from the Vice City Boat and Sports Show. Stop down here if you can. You'll see a lot of things make you proud to be a man.
Like other men.
Like guns and
Yeah.
flags for your trucks and beating up on little girls and stuff like that. You know, new ways through technology of showing who is the dominant species. Till next time, stick in your rod and screw the limit. And if it moves, fill it full of holes.
Amen to that.
Oh, shit.
That was Bait and Switch. Wow, Florida has a lot of heritage, doesn't it? They say the South will rise again. And look, they've infiltrated this station. But that's what public radio is. It represents the public, 25% of which is at least that dim-witted and lazy.
This is VCPR. I'm Jonathan Freeloader. Next up is a show that aired in Vice City back in the 40s and shows what happens when companies underwrite radio. It's a rebroadcast of Moorhead Rides Again, a show that was a favorite of arsonists and conservationists alike. It's something we dug up from the archives and thought you might enjoy. But honestly, we're just trying to fill time, and we've run out of money. This is VCPR, offering top quality entertainment for all ages and literacy rates.
Moorhead rides again! Gordon Moorhead and the Exploding Breasts. This episode of Moorhead Rides Again is brought to you by the Vice City Broadcasting System in association with the Friendly Napalm Company of Florida. Because when you need to clear the bush, our napalm is your best friend. First, let me ask you something. How would you like to have a beautiful bronze medal of membership to show you're a special friend of Gordon Moorhead and a bona fide member of his new 1946 Public Protection Team? A medal you'll be so proud of to show your friends, you'll want to carry it with you wherever you go, just like a real Medal of Honor. It has a swell picture of Gordon Moorland on it, catching a crook, and also pictures of his buddies, Molly Malmsteen and the Chief. It contains special symbols, including letters and numbers that tell you important things, which is true of many other things, including books and dogs. But wait, it has an even more special feature on the back. The most exciting thing of all about your bronze medal of membership to the Public Protection Team is a real lead bullet. Don't believe us? Suck it and see. That distinctive lead taste proves it's real. Lead is full of nutrients. Just ask any bad guy filled full of the stuff by Gerald Moorhead. They soon stop acting bad after they've been dosed up with lead, and you will too. Here's how you can get one absolutely free. Just go to your nearest Friendly Napalm Company of Florida dealer and get your dad to buy 300 gallons of the good stuff. And you'll get an application to join the Public Protection Team right away. All you need to do is fill it in and get your dad to send a check for $10 payable to Napalm Promotions Incorporated. And before you know it, you'll be fighting crime in the burgeoning metropolis of Vice Beach or down in the islands with George Moorcock and the gang. That's right. It won't cost you a penny. So what are you waiting for? As Jeremy Moorhead himself would say, you know who I am. I'm your chance to repent on the way downstairs. Bang, bang, bang. And now to Gordon Moorhead in Moorhead Rides Again! Gordon Moorhead and the Exploding Breasts. Last time, Moorhead was in Vice Beach, looking for a fisherman who had gone missing. The fisherman's daughter was explaining the circumstances of his disappearance. Then suddenly a shot rang out. The daughter was dead. Moorhead and Molly Malmsteen were immediately on the case. Moorhead was confident he knew who had just committed this dastardly act.
Gordon? No! She's dead. Are you okay, Gordon? How you bearing up? I mean, that woman was just killed while you were speaking to her. I feel faint and a little scared.
That's because you're a woman. Calm down.
Oh, you don't have to go and get crawls, but I guess I deserved it. Gordon, you're incredible. I feel much better knowing you're here. Oh, shut up. Oh!
There. Now I'm better. Helps a man think.
Molly, I understand that being a woman, your interests are more in cookery than murder, so I'll make it simple. I bet you're thinking it was the same criminal gang who was holding the old fisherman.
Why, yes.
Yeah, that's why you'll never be a man. It wasn't.
It wasn't?
No.
So who shot this fisherman's daughter?
I did.
You? But, oh, why?
The fact is, Molly, there are a lot of things you don't understand with that darn poisonous estrogen coursing willy-nilly through your veins. With her father missing, that girl was now an orphan, and a girl without parents is 5 times more likely to end up a prostitute, a fallen woman who ruins American marriages, or worse.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know, so I shot her and threw the heater in the river. I saved her from herself, and the rest of society from the kind of filth that preys on the loins of American men.
Gordon, you're so brave. Only a man would know such things. What about the fisherman?
I'll tell you what, with his only daughter dead, those kidnappers who have taken the fisherman have no one to blackmail. They'll soon have to release him. When they do, we'll be ready.
Gordon, you're amazing. Ow!
Don't get cocky. I was just doing my job. Look, there's something else you've missed, Molly.
What?
Before she was tragically killed, the daughter said her father was unarmed and never wore a gun. You know what that means?
Yes.
That's right, Molly. It means he's a sissy. I imagine when he hears his daughter is dead, he'll cry.
What kind of a man cries, Gordon?
I don't know. One that loses wars, I think. Probably the kind of man who raises a $2 tramp for a daughter, Molly. A very sick individual, and probably a communist.
I don't like to express strong emotions, but I think I hate this fisherman, Gordon.
Don't hate him, Molly. Pity him, and help me kill him.
Oh, I shall.
Good stuff. Time travel is really important for like the kind of starting of Mirror's Edge and the kind of development of all the speed tech.
Looks like the chief has shown up.
What a surprise. The cops get here after the real crime fighting's done.
Go ahead, Miss Malmsteen. I thought I told you 2 clowns to stop meddling in police business.
Listen to me, Chief. I respect you, but the fact is, without me, this town would be over before it's even begun. Vice Beach should be a peaceful place full of genuine people and Americans. But while searching for this fisherman, we've uncovered a ring of illegal communists and almost worse, a man who was leading girls into a life of hideous and unmentionable vice.
Good on you, Moorhead. You're the best man in this place. You've got my backing, whatever you do. Kill whoever you think necessary.
Thanks, Chief. You're a good cop in a difficult situation.
But Moorhead, tell me, what men are doing these terrible things in our lovely new town?
Not men, Chief. Man. One man.
Who?
A missing fisherman. He's faked his death to put us off the scent.
The fisherman, of course. Killing his own daughter. Moorhead, I know we've had our differences in the past, but the city needs you. Our burgeoning beachside community could be ruined by this sort of scandal. You have to bring this man to justice, whatever it takes.
I shall, Chief. You know you can count on me. He's probably hiding in a swamp somewhere.
Yeah, Moorhead, firstly, we don't say swamp. We say attractive wetland countryside right on your doorstep should you decide to move to our beautiful part of the world.
Sorry.
Secondly, if you're heading into the swamp, you'll probably need some help.
Me? Help? I'm Gordon Moorhead, not some Rusky, Chief.
I mean this kind of help. Friendly napalm. It's great for all your tree and flesh-burning needs.
Ooh, you mean friendly napalm is great at fighting crime as well as all the other handy uses it can be put to?
That's right, I do. As a policeman and a father and a proud American who served in 2 wars, I use friendly napalm for all my napalm needs. There's nothing like a substance that sticks to your skin and roasts you alive to make you rethink your current political or economic system.
Cheers, Chief. See you later.
But Gordon, wait, I'm coming too.
No, Molly, it's too dangerous for girls, even game little terriers like you.
I insist. I may be weak and irrational and moody at times, and for 25% of a month I'm completely unbearable to be around. But I'll do anything for justice, anything at all. Besides, who else are you going to talk to?
You're right, Molly. You're a good kid for a Dane.
Oh, that's smart. Let's go, Gordon. Do you think we'll ever make it out of this crazy hellhole?
I don't know, but I know I'm a man, and I know you're a woman, and I know there are things I'd like to say to you. Swell things, real things, but now ain't the time. This is too serious. All of Vice Beach is under threat. This calls for Moorhead to ride again.
Later that evening, in the murky recesses of a swamp.
These wetlands sure are swampy and undeveloped.
Sure. Now will you be quiet?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I wish Pablo were here to help us. His Mexican cunning would really be useful in a situation like this.
Yes, he's foreign, but occasionally quite useful.
Exactly. Hey, what's that noise?
What noise?
There, that whistling.
It's Pablo!
Pablo, you old dog.
Ah, buenos noches, amigo. Buenas noches, señorita Malmsteen.
Pablo, what are you doing here?
Oh, Pablo no can say, señorita. But since you ask, I was searching for the souls of my ancestors.
But I thought you were Mexican. Why would they be buried in Florida?
Yeah, that's true. They're not here. Hey, would you like a tortilla chip?
Pablo, this is no time for eating. Vice Beach is under threat. A vicious murderer, pimp, and communist is on the loose in these beautiful wetlands right on our doorstep. And we've got to find him and bring him to justice.
But Gordon, what kind of idiot would hide in these awful swamps. I mean, he's full of alligators and snakes and sea cow poo-poo. Who would live anywhere near this dump out of choice?
You foreigners don't know much. You're primitive, Pablo, but you're a good man. This gem of a city is exotic and relaxing once you get over the man-eating reptiles, shark-infested waters, and tropical diseases. But enough of that. How do we catch this guy?
We split up and search the swamps.
Pristine wetlands.
Whatever. And when we find him, amigos, then and only then, we bring him to justice and drink tequila.
It's crazy, but it just might work.
See, by the spirits of my ancestors, we find this crazy killer. You Americanos and my people are friends forever.
Oh, forever.
Let's split up. Molly, you better cut across that swampy bush and swim the waterways. It's safer. Pablo and I will stick together on the dry path. Come on.
This real estate market ruining killer must be here somewhere. I mean, what kind of sick man would try to ruin Vice Beach's reputation? It's awful.
Ew!
Who's that?
I'm a humble fisherman. I've broken my leg and I've been stuck here for 2 days.
Oh, hey, wait! You're the one who's been causing all this trouble.
Listen, lady, I'm really in a lot of pain. Can you get me some help?
You've been trying to ruin the city, bring down condo prices and infest it with communists.
I don't know what you're talking about. My name's Pete Banbury. I've fished these waters for 20 years. All I do is I fish and try to raise my daughter right.
Well, Pete, there's some good news. Gordon Moorhead saved your daughter from turning to a life of ruining families and being a prostitute.
Really? But she wants to be a school teacher, not a hooker. What are you talking about?
A teacher? Not anymore, she doesn't.
Why not?
She's dead.
No, please, no, I can't handle it. First my leg, now this.
Oh, you crying?
Of course I'm crying. My only daughter's dead.
What kind of a man are you? Oh, I bet you're a communist.
Get some help. My leg's going green and I'm going into shock.
Help! Gordon, he's got me and he's tearing at my clothes.
I am not. I prefer thin girls. Please, I need help.
Not so fast, you sick scumbag. First you turn your own daughter into a cheap whore, and then you join the Communist Party, and now you're attacking my assistant, the delectable but slightly portly Molly Malmsteen. But I'm going to kill you if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, please, no. I don't know what you're talking about.
Gordon, he's got a gun.
No, I haven't.
Bullets don't work on a man this criminally insane. They'll just make him stronger. What should we do, Pablo? You're full of cunning.
See, mi sombrero, she say, use the friendly napalm.
Righto, incredible.
He's ingenious, that foreigner.
Stand back. You should have stayed out of Vice Beach, you sicko.
I've lived there 55 years. The real estate rush has destroyed our natural resources.
Liar. I won't let you stand in the way of progress. Die!
Who would have thought that something as beautiful as a napalm fire could also be doing something as noble as burning to death a criminal genius like that?
Incredible! You Americanos are crazy! Hey, who wants a tequila?
Oh no!
My God, her breasts have exploded.
Holy frijoles!
That's right, Pablo. This town is safe, but the next time we have trouble brewing, Moorhead will ride again.
Tonight, the Vice City Broadcasting System and its affiliated stations coast to coast have brought you Moorhead Rides Again! Gordon Moorhead and the Exploding Breasts by D.H. Walzow. These exciting dramas are sent to you each week at the same time. All characters, names, places, and incidents used in this drama are purely fictitious.
Isn't it a shame you can't buy napalm anymore?
I sure could use a barrel of the stuff. That or a remote-controlled explosive device.
But like draining the wetlands to build golf courses, it's progress. Just like my hair. I love that show. Some of the values are a little old-fashioned, but it's good entertainment that shows the value of patriarchy in our society.
This is New World Order. I'm your host, Dwayne Thorne. I'm an American. Are you? If not, you don't deserve to own a radio. If, like me, you don't want a passport and consider Los Santos far too full of exotic people, this is the show for you. Too many shows have started up with no respect for politic persuasion, no understanding that a real man doesn't need to see the world to have an opinion on it, and certainly doesn't need to meet foreigners to know they are up to no good.
This game, please.
The world is a beautiful place, Let's make sure it stays.
Do you have all the
by controlling it properly. But how do we do that?
No, I've
well,
no
first
clue.
by one-sided diatribes on the airwaves, but also by remembering a lot of things aren't American, and that's sad. Here, children grow up happy, go to overfunded public schools where they can't pray, play ball in the street, then have a lemonade and some heavy petting. But the storybook childhood isn't so for millions of people in third world countries.
This is a really
like
annoying
Europe.
trick, this, right
Bryce
here.
Parker, our special correspondent, has this special report on child prostitution in the Far East. Hello, Bryce.
Hello, Dwayne, Thailand. From Temple to TNA. Many come to Bangkok to do just that. But in a crisis that is growing, according to Edward Fuller's subject, like me, more than 1 million young boys and girls are engaged in commercial sexual activity.
How much?
For as little as $1, anyone traveling here can have teen girls.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yes, inflation. Dwayne, I traded a $20 radio with a village man for his 2 daughters.
It only happened on
Lovely
Edge because
daughters
I did
they
the beam
were.
at the start,
Pouty
so
lips,
Summer's
bronze
3
skin,
is the
tight
real,
bodies, just beginning to
it makes
develop
sense,
breasts.
it's a tough
They
one.
clearly had a hunger for love.
Heat was another
There's a
record
saying
that
in
stood for a
Thailand,
while by
eat
Basto.
the fruit as it ripens.
Back in the day.
It tastes better.
This, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, this is a special New World Order investigation into the terrors of the Far East. Bryce, would it be possible to have 2 virgins pull me around in a rickshaw naked while I taught them about what democracy could do for them?
Yes, I could sort that out.
Excellent. Bryce Parker reporting from Thailand. Coming up, do cigarettes make you a cowboy? Millions of Chinese think so. We'll talk to Redwood Tobacco CEO Ken Silverman. But first, let's take some calls. Hello.
Yeah, Dwayne, man, hell, you got a great show. I
That's the
wanted
second
to
time I
ask,
mentioned
what's the
Flo
deal
on
with the
stream today.
$1 bill?
What do you mean?
Well, there's an eyeball on top
hat-trick.
of a pyramid, and
Yeah, I
it
gotta
says,
find something to
and
commentate.
wheat coptis. Hell, if that eyeball don't creep me out enough.
It's Latin, I think.
Well, they should keep foreign languages off of our money. Pretty soon we'll all speak Latin.
Basically
And
what
what are
you
you
do is
going to do
the
then?
key in the game
I'm tired of
points you towards the
seeing
next checkpoint.
languages I don't understand
So
on
if
signs,
you're
or
on
people
a wall
speaking
turning off
funny.
of it,
It's un-American.
What do you
away
do?
from the wall.
I'm accustomed to an immigration official,
the hint
but
makes you look
what
back
are
on
you
the
going to
wall,
do
you can
about the
climb it.
Latin menace?
Probably
And,
go
that
to
allows you
commercial
scale
messages.
like a
Oh,
little
I
bit higher
can't.
than you normally would,
This
but it's only
is
applicable in
public
certain,
radio.
situations.
Well, let's have a pledge drive or something.
Virgin.
You cheap asshole! You don't care about me. You turn me on when you like, and then you don't take
I used
care
to
of me
have
when
that
it
one.
matters.
I've only
It's
ever really
only
grinded out, like,
$125.
ever
Come
that I
on!
thought were fun.
You don't even have to come
But,
with me.
Michelle,
everyone here
I'll
is
make that
pretty much
slick
dabbled
little
in time
failed
trials at
circus
some point.
clown pay.
These
That's
two are the
Michelle
only ones that have
Montañez
current
on her own
ones that
personal
I haven't
pledge
played
drive.
games.
And I'm doing the same for free radio in your area. This radio is free. And unless you pay
Phil,
for
you
it,
don't have
right
any?
now,
I got
it won't
one.
be much longer.
Z
Explain that.
Virgina mam. Virgin.
Thanks. It's a disgrace having to beg for money. It's the 80s. And your only moral purpose is your own happiness, no matter what the cost to others. I've been abroad and I know what it's like.
Tutaj to nie było włączenie neta, bo oni ogólnie coś chyba musieli robić. Bo to wiesz, internet był i nagle go nie było i jednocześnie mi sieć w telefonie komórkowym, też internet wyleciał w telefonie komórkowym, nie? Znaczy nie z Wi-Fi, tylko normalnie po sieci, nie? Komórkowej. W tym samym momencie, nie?
India is an ancient culture, and it shows. Sweaty hordes of yogi folk waft about chanting Om and giving that smug look that comes with inappropriate stretching in public. I learned quickly not to show your teeth when at the monkey temples. It makes the monkeys angry. But I didn't come here to get in feces fights. I've got a little Brazilian waiter I do that with on Friday nights back at home, and my wife is out playing bridge. These cocky contortionists aren't just a threat to our convenience stores back in America. There's a bigger threat looming on the horizon. The food. Dwayne, I've been here for 24 hours and I can tell you, Indian food is pure terrorism, resulting in gut-wrenching ass explosions that make you feel like you're shitting fire. My trip began in Calcutta, where oh no,
That man's
not
got
again.
something about cranes.
There you have it. News from the front line. No matter
Hopefully
how
get this,
painful,
cool strat at the
that's
end.
what you
So
get
similar
from
to
New World Order.
Pickle Chiz, where it gives you a
Abroad, as it
platform
really
you can
is.
to jump off.
Dirty, smelly, and desperate for
Dark Wire
handouts
also
from the
does the same
greatest
thing.
nation on
And I
earth.
can
That's
hopefully
the
wall boost
truth.
here.
Now,
Nice.
if you're scared of people with different colored
Very
skin
fast, very
or a
cool. Not
different
fast enough,
belief
though,
system than
apparently.
you, it doesn't mean you're small-minded. It means you've understood that there is right and there is wrong, whatever the liberals and the government try to tell you. When you're facing the final judgment, try telling the real Supreme Court that you thought everyone was made equal. You'll get laughed out of court. It's a club, listeners. Anyone can join as long as they pay. But if they choose not to, they better live with the consequences. Let's take a caller. You're on New World Order. What's your problem with abroad?
Is that you see how he got two tickets on the same wall there? Yeah, I don't know what you do now.
I just kept going. I was feeling it.
The thing with doing two tickets on the same wall is that if you scroll too hard, you'll do too many jump inputs and you'll boost off. So you have to get a frame perfect jump input on the wall in order to hold two.
I tell you what, boy,
you sat under a tree, 65 plus 40.
All the way to Nirvana, hot shit.
Okay, what's your point?
Don't flash, don't you dare flash. Starting this up.
What you doing under that tree?
He's gone. I was looking at the star. No one star, please. No, please.
You should get some fucking enlightenment. Shut the fuck up.
65
I'm
star.
trying to eat. I like to eat.
Progressively going down.
And digest.
Has anyone changed their category on the fly like this so much before?
To the outhouse in 10 easy meals. It's good.
So this one's definitely a bit of an awkward time trial because everything's very like close together and you can get stuck on a lot of things and lose speed really easily.
Yeah, this one is more closed areas of the game. So
this isn't a cooking show.
I know that, bud. Give me a fucking
kind of restricted by the level geometry.
Mr. Hyde, fucking mighty with your big
city ideas.
Man, you come down my way and I will fuck you up, boy.
The time trial record also had a pretty infamous ending, I remember, on this one.
That's what fancy foreign religions will do to you, listeners. Thanks to my religion, I am a peace-loving, God-fearing American. And I'll kill or maim anyone who says otherwise, or has an alternate view of the afterlife. Once you have figured out the meaning of the universe, you can do whatever you
Playground 3 world record, which was like at the time like 107.
Talking of consequences, let's find out how American investment has saved this rainforest community in Ecuador. John Sickerman has this report. John.
He has it. He has it.
I don't know where I am on the map, but wherever it is, it's high up, and I feel sick.
Office. One checkpoint, one ending, one long line on the left there.
The heart of a capitalist nation,
attention.
as I learned recently when I met Pedro Anuncion, who is with us now.
Nice. That's it.
Hello, John,
and
thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have helped many people with your investment.
Yeah.
This awful virgin rainforest was holding my people back.
Elevator's
they had
broken,
no
I
way
guess
to
I know what I'm
develop.
doing.
Now, thanks to your
now for the
country's brave
they're pretty cool.
we have stripped back the forest and built a factory that enriches uranium, lead, mercury, coca.
I particularly really like the ending to Convoy 2.
Is the factory beautiful?
I lose my place in history.
My heart keeps...
America is #1. You have brought so many jobs and helped make a proud people self-sufficient. I hope one day to meet this woman.
If you lose one more, it'll be 64, so I guess that's not
I love your American TV and your zebra candy bars and a sugar cereal with marshmallows and a shape of axe and Kama
You'd
Sutra
have to lose a lot more
positions.
if
So the
you
people
got named for
own the
anything else.
one star.
One of those, yes.
Who?
Me. Like I said, John, thank you. If you ever need something, you let me know. I got some rebel fighters who fuck people up for you. I got women who can suck the silver off the trade tables.
I feel like when you were going around that wall, there was like 4 different strats that was going through your head.
Yeah.
You're like, how do I get up this thing?
It just looks like I'm being an idiot and not knowing where I'm going, but I'm like trying to do something and then I realize I can't, so I just have to like adapt and try and go back to the other way.
How would you know where to go?
Fantastic!
I don't.
Even a racist like me can be made to feel good by a story as heartwarming as that. See, foreigners, you see our way. Let's head to the phones. Hello, you're on New World Order. What's your point?
Yeah,
like, John, this is Michelle calling from the
800 by
Midwest.
600 or something.
Hello,
right?
Michelle.
Very
Hi,
nice.
Dwayne. I'm
And
a big fan
when
of
you play
the
lower res in this
show.
game,
I've been
the
listening
reticle
to
in the
it
middle,
for
the
years
silver in
and
the middle
never
just gets
gone
like
abroad.
massive.
Oh, no, I
So
just
it's
want to
very,
thank you.
very good.
You saved my
Yeah.
life and my virginity.
Right, the reticle's always the
Michelle.
same amount of pixels,
Because
so
if
no
I'd
low
gone
resolution.
abroad,
It's just
I probably would have been
absolutely
murdered or
massive.
raped
Yeah.
or
Also kinda
worse.
gets blurry, I
just
think.
get scared
Yeah,
just thinking
absolute
about it.
unit.
You
It's
saved my
really cool.
life,
It's really
and
funny.
I've been saving myself for you, Dwayne. I love you. I'm ready for you.
Awesome.
I'm a woman.
That's a really cool.
Slow every time.
There's a really cool
How
ending you can do.
old
for
are you,
Convoy 2 as well,
Michelle?
I'm
in the
47,
actual-
but I'm clean. And
you're
I'm
going for the
ready,
record and
I
whatnot.
make such a great
Alright, so the
potato
pair of
casserole.
A-Train ones is kind of tough. There's a lot of things that can go
Okay,
wrong,
next
and a lot
caller.
of slow
Who's on the
animations
phone?
that you can get
Nope.
and
No one.
things like that.
Let's go to another news segment. Heinrich Havelock is on the ground in Quidibam, in buttfuck nowhere in Venezuela. Heinrich. Heinrich.
Yeah, thanks, Dwayne. Heinrich Havelock here with Chief Brown. Tell me how the free market...
So yeah, like all these climbs as he's doing with the fast animation, you can get to the slow animations.
Okay, so, Phil,
really letting go of double.
That looks really risky, but it's so safe. That side jump boost.
Well, as you can see, there's not much force left here, thanks to the great chains of the Americans.
I don't think it's worth it.
Whereas before my people lived in equality and harmony with nature, now I am the boss man. I get to sleep with all the women of my tribe, while husbands must pretend to like me and let me win at golf.
Okay, so Atrium 1, you're climbing upwards. Atrium 2, you're descending.
Condos, chain stores, mega churches.
So there's going to be some kick glitches.
Come and see me sleep with all the women from around the world. Me have grande carro. Me have thunder. I am Knight of Rhodes.
Not surprising that Zeke didn't get it.
Heinrich, can I interrupt for a second?
That was not a rose.
Shut up with you,
Okay, I thought I was following that.
bearing throwback.
So, let me get this straight. You mean this guy was a savage and now has got a real sense of morality?
Yeah, he's gone from a system of stagnating equality to one of progress to ruthless competition.
That is magnificent! And you'll have more time down there if this pledge drive doesn't get cooking. It may be a while before we wire you some more money. Thank you, Heinrich. That's all we have time for. Catch us next time on New World Order. Remember, love your country. Don't question politicians, especially when they have a winning smile and great hair. And you'll be part of the New World Order.
And speaking of fatherhood, next is a man who has listeners and some of the staff laughing through tears. Maurice Chavez with Pressing Issues.
Okay, hello and welcome to the show. This is Pressing Issues with me, Maurice Chavez. At one time, my show was buried in overnights, but now I am a man on the way up. Today, helping me to press the issue and separate the sweet juice of truth from the pulpy discharge of lies and misunderstanding, we have technologist Martin Graves. First, Martin, please explain to every person listening at home what on earth a technologist is.
Hello, Maurice. I'm all about the future and about how technology has the power.
Yeah, that's very interesting, Martin, but let me finish my introductions first, okay? This is my show, a public service to Vice City. Like the man who takes your dead poodle and mounts it on a commemorative plaque at Pet Stop.
I don't know.
But how can we worry about our elderly family members or dogs soiling themselves when there are nuclear missiles aimed at Vice City? It is well known. Vice City is a prime target, as the Russians hate our speedboat culture and enormous melons. But enough of orange analogies for the moment.
So a technologist is...
I'm sorry, there are other people on the panel. I said, I should press the issue, my friend, not stroke your ego, okay? Please, where do they get these people, eh? Okay, well, next up, we have America's favorite female industrialist, Forbes Waverly III. Hello, Forbes.
Hey, Chavez, can we get on with this? There's a real estate closing I have to get to. Has someone got a light?
Certainly. My, those are very empowering cigarettes. Interesting name, by the way. Kind of manly. Not exactly gender specific, but hey, what do I know?
Nothing, clearly.
Moving on. Finally, on our little panel of experts, here to press the issue, we have a woman who is a local activist, attending every city council meeting to mouth off. Intense public activist, Bryony Craddock.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, Bryony. You know, I can't help but notice you're wearing a half shirt and have a large belly. Are you by any chance pregnant?
Yes, obviously. Look at me. What do you think? That I was just a fat bitch? Typical.
Now we just get to see.
Hey, okay. Hold your temper there. You know, to my people, fertility is very important.
The Aztecs all went sterile from UFOs. I read it in a book.
Who is this guy?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Grace, for chiming in there.
Okay.
And goldfish live in trees.
Welcome.
Okay, as I was saying, a pregnant woman is very beautiful. Is it your first?
No, dumbass. It's my 16th.
16?
Yeah.
Good Lord. And as my people say, the Grand Canyon is a very big place. And if you're going, please, take a flashlight. Are you not worried about overpopulating?
Well, someone's got to make sure we aren't overrun. Plus, I'm producing nothing but top-quality offspring, Mo. Oh, please.
Hey, excuse me. It's Maurice, please.
What is happening? Punch that one.
I'm not a farmer. I'm trying to build a career here, eh? A reputation. A pathway that will take me all the way to the Pulitzer. You know, if public radio cannot influence policymakers, I don't know what can.
Bribes, blackmail,
blowjobs. Debate, please.
Yeah.
Healthy debate. A young idea. Getting pulled into maturity by people who know. Go-getters on the path to being broadcasting superstars. One day, I will be a news anchor on a major station. Let's press the issue.
What issue?
I was getting to that. Okay, listen, all of you. You know, the show only works if you let me speak. I'm the ringmaster, okay? You're the lions. You clap like seals when I say something. And then a clown comes and scoops up my poop. And the children clap, and this, my friends, is show business. So, let me do my bit. Okay, lady?
You are so rude. I'm a mother. I take priority.
Please, miss, let us press the issue first and fall out later, okay? Now, in today's hectic society, in this age of mini portable filing systems you carry everywhere so you know the date and a phone number, of high-tech wristwatches with digital readout, in this crazy time of condominium development and junk that has been turned into bonds, anything is possible. American workers are drunk. Factories are shutting down. Youths wearing leather moccasins, piercing their ears. And even the family itself is under threat. Yes. And as that drag queen in charge in Britain said, there is no such thing as society. So let's press the issue. Modern life in 1984. Crazy or what?
Is that it? Modern life? Crazy or what? That's an issue?
Okay.
Oh, you are so pathetic, Mr. Hola Man. I was told we were here to discuss labor issues, to discuss deregulating the corporate shackles that are strangling this town. What kind of pathetic loser journalist are you?
Yeah, take another drag of your ciggy, Waverly. You know, you make me shiver the way you look at me. Like I shiver in the bathroom, looking down at the urine. And I say, man, that's a lot of men's hair. Then I say, Maurice, you are packed full of testosterone. You are massive!
You're kind of nervous.
Is it just me, or is it just this angle? What was she talking about? My little boy, the job done?
Oh, you saved
but
time
you know
at
what?
the end
I'm drifting. The fact remains, they are the same thing. For the working man, too much work. For the fat cat, or in your case, very thin and sexless, nicotine-stained cat. Too many regulations. The working man wants spare time and spare money to indulge his hobbies, like strict clubs and alcoholism, while the fat cat wants increased profits to pay for divorces and having uncooperative spouses killed. How do we use modern technology such as the enormous shoulder pad or the espadrille to make life better, eh? Not worse. Martin Graves, you work in the field of technology. What do you think?
I'm glad that finally, because I've been here. I think the single most incredible thing in the whole universe is the human spleen. Apart from the giraffe's neck.
Please, somebody shut him up.
Miss, don't be angry. We have the power to save ourselves, and technology is the solution. In less than 5 years, manual labor will be entirely obsolete.
I have no idea what you're saying. Go on.
I'd like to remind you about an upcoming event.
I'll get a dictionary.
Shops
will be staffed by robots. Coal will be mined by robots. Dogs will be worked by robotic cats. Even the dogs themselves will be robotic.
Thank you for supporting
ESA in these times. If you think you want a baby, but don't know for certain, you'll have a robot baby you can build and raise instead. It will drink oil instead of milk.
You're a robot.
Yes,
that is great for the economy.
I wish I was a robot.
God, that's atrocious. That is inhumane, sir.
You're very narrow because you're from low income.
Excuse me?
Nonsense. Because it's already happening in Japan, Australia. Did you know one of 2 babies born last year in Sweden was a robot? And the rest already act like them. They have the happiest society on the planet.
How are they making these? What are you talking about?
I feel like I'm alone in this room. Do robots ever top themselves? Are they ever on top? They're usually bottom. Do robot women ever spend all your money on shoes and complain about how you empty the bank out of $5,000 to own the future? An electronic future? They don't have the conception. Do robots invent idiotic religions?
No, but that's
but
not
nothing,
the point.
you silly little tiny person.
Excuse me?
Excused. What's the difference between an electronic friend I make in my bedroom and the unnecessary fetus you're carrying right now?
All right,
we both made them. Who are you to say your method is better than mine? Who made you God,
You are revolting to use God's name that way. How dare you speak to a pregnant woman like that?
Oh, shut up, sweetheart. Stop it with that pregnancy stuff. So you've knocked out a few puppies. Good for you. You expect this little jerk with his midget dick to be nice to you? I don't understand why this is even an issue. This country was founded on the fact that we should take land from whomever. In this case, alligators and swamp people.
What the hell?
Florida is about development, and I didn't move down here from my beautiful Connecticut to have some hippies stand in the way of progress. My father ignored me throughout my childhood so that I could have loads of money and buy designer shoes and be mean to the help. I don't have time to bang the help, much less be down and out for 9 months. Pregnancy ruins a body. Please, you can just tell by looking at that enormous elephant sitting across from me.
Somebody get me some ice cream. What do you know? What would you know about any of this? You are banned.
And I'm helping the economy.
It is a vast wasteland, and that uterine excuse for a body you have. I'm really not happy about the anti-family tone of this panel, especially people who put mothers down. Mothers founded this country in covered wagons with full uteruses. If you didn't have a mother, you would be asexual. And then what would you do on Friday nights when you get lonely? Get a hooker like my husband? Split into two? Mitosis? I mean, you can't raise a kid in this climate. Thank God. These commercials these days, like little lazy surprise. It's disgusting.
You're also able to
I like that ad.
Certainly, it is a little vulgar.
Imagine charging that much for children's underwear. It's impossible to keep my kids from mimicking what they see on TV. All mine wants to do is yell and scream and shout and kill foreigners.
What the hell is he watching?
He's been watching the State of the Union address.
Good kid.
And thank God we campaigned successfully to get Crow off the radio in this town. That album was indecent, and I don't like it, and nobody should be able to buy it ever.
Yes, but you know what? I quite like this album. It's so moving. Sounds like El Futuro Blanco. Shiva's got a shield. And Wet Children in the Rain. The one that got him in the most trouble, eh? But what is art? Have someone explain that to me. Is it tossing cans of paint and chickens into a jet engine? Or is it leaving your friends behind so you can make a lot of money? Like when Crow left Ambulance so he could sing the tune Red Scare, a song about a young woman in the middle of the Soviet bureaucracy that is late for her period. We certainly are pressing the issue.
You know what, mister? That kind of trash doesn't need to be in the movie. Especially songs about doing yoga and how to make love for 3 days without coming. I don't know what Aztec jazz or Carl Jung is, but my kids shouldn't be exposed to it.
Well, all of this spawning leads to one thing: unworkable economic systems. TV shows with 3 boys and 3 girls sharing a bathroom. It's obscene. In my house, where rich people live, we have 6 bathrooms per person, and only the men shower together. It's how we were raised. You know what happens when you have collective ownership? A man will come use your tractor and your wife. And I'm not just talking about baking biscuits, sweetheart. I'm talking about making sure that bun in your oven is yours, about owning the oven, about owning the whole bakery.
Listen, I know it's mine. I haven't even left the hospital bed from delivering a baby, and my husband is already on top of me, wanting a new one. He's a red-blooded American man with a full working penis. He says he's only attracted to me when I've got that motherly glow.
I think you're all getting a little too personal.
So now we come to a mini boss.
I'm just giving my opinion. I think you're getting a little too personal for this. Gestation's a lie. Science. You should hear what they're teaching young minds in science class in college. Homo superior? You're right.
Listen,
and this is
education should be privatized, and I don't care whose land we took. This is today, and it's simply not fair that I can't run bingo and sell tax-free cigarettes and clear slums, all because of some hideous, puritanical streak in people. Religion has everything to answer for this.
Technology's my religion. For me, an electronic calculator is like the Bible. People used to try to understand the universe through things like parables and abstract ideas. Now we understand it completely with numbers. I can type things in and turn the calculator upside down and spell words.
Now this is something I'd like to see.
Sure, and I know for a fact that life is completely pointless and meaningless. If I have an imaginary friend, I'd be put in a home. But if you let a man wear a dress,
the enemy waves are going to be the same, and you expect these to more or less take the same amount of time.
Life is random.
Each enemy wave
Religion is for the weak. I could be killed tomorrow. This woman right here could sit on me with her stomach and kill me.
I have a painful hemorrhoid.
Knowing where the enemies come on screen so that I can start the next waves as quickly as possible. And there's a couple of waves where I'm needing to use specific strats, and even in a couple of cases using a super attack in a specific way.
That makes me feel good.
You're a sad and lonely man.
So
you have some very strange ideas.
Okay, so like, for instance,
you
I
should
could
probably
have
go
killed
into
that
politics.
enemy a little sooner if I killed it on the way
can
up.
technology really save the day?
Very, very
Is
small
religion pointless?
It's patriarchy, this kind of talk. Calculators are a way of keeping women down, just like slide rules were in the 60s, of ruining families. Have you got a family, Maurice?
In my opinion, we are all one family, really, especially in Utah.
And you have a lot in the car.
Because the duration of the arm cannon is much
You know what,
longer
mister?
than
If you did,
what
you'd
I need to actually
understand. This
finish it
city
off,
has
so
lost
it's
its soul.
generally a
It
little
used
better
to
to just start
stand
the arm
for
cannon
something.
as soon as
Now it's
possible.
just about real
make
estate
sure that I'm dealing damage
speculation
from
and
the first possible frame.
cocaine dealing and tax avoidance and gunfights. All vital parts of the economy. What exactly did this place
Coming up on
ever
another
stand
mini-boss
for?
fight here, there's a little bit
freedom,
of
my
positioning
friend.
that I'm going to be trying to use
in
in
a
the
much
first phase here.
controlled way.
This
in
thing
which
tries to
everyone is
loosely
alike
track
and
you as
looks
you move
alike.
around the
And
screen,
it's
but I
just
want
like
to end the
me
first
and
phase with
stand
it
on
as
there,
close to the
front
center of
lawn
the
with
screen
a
as possible.
12-gauge shotgun. That is democracy. Stop talking.
So it would seem. Anyway, let's take a quick break to discuss the station's funding problems with Jonathan Freeloader.
And now
Over
for the
to you,
second
Jonathan.
phase, as I deal more damage to it, it's going to get progressively bigger. But
Hey, Michelle.
using the arm
Hello,
cannon and being
so
in this
you
animation
haven't got a
gives me
family,
some
you little turd?
situational
No,
invincibility.
what are you doing?
I don't
How
fully
many times do I
understand
have
how
to
it
tell you?
works.
I'm
When it
pregnant,
makes you
you
invincible,
asshole.
what it makes you
Michelle,
invincible
please.
too.
Either marry
But
me
I'm able
or
to pass
pay
through
for me to
the
have it
boss's
sorted out.
body
But
if I
don't
need to.
ignore
But
me. I'm
with
not
some
some cheap
positioning, we can
slut
just
you can treat
take
like
care of it
this.
like that.
But we
And you can
are on
see just how
radio,
much
my
this
dear.
game
This is
lags
hardly
as
the
well when
time to...
there's
Hardly the
going on.
time.
This
What do
is
you
quite
know
a
about the
lag
time?
Michelle?
When I
intensive game.
found
There's some
you,
lag
you were a
reduction strats
failing
that we use
clown
later
working
on.
the birthday party circuit for juvenile delinquents
this
in
mini-boss is
corrections
honestly a bit of a
institutions,
joke.
getting your clown hair set on fire.
3
I
punches and
have
an
been
arm
in this
cannon and
business
that's
since you were making dogs out of balloons.
And we just
I
get another
made you,
upgrade point
Maurice
to
Chavez,
keep
and you
boosting
treat
the
me like a
laser.
lady of the evening?
We're both consenting adults. You said no commitment.
I'm going to get
Right,
you,
so now we've got a
Chavez, you
dark
little
room here
shit,
where I
if it's
can't
the
see
last
'cause I
thing
don't
I
have any
do.
points in the
Please,
hypersensor,
Michelle.
but I already know the
Okay,
layout
there,
of
you
this maze,
see?
so it doesn't
Healthy
matter.
debate. Give generously. It's a great cause. I make a meager salary and...
So
You
there's a strat that I
revolt
discovered
me.
yesterday,
Oh,
which is
stick
probably
it!
in the
You
region of half a
self-righteous
second
bitch!
faster,
Maurice
which I'm gonna
Chavez is
attempt
done
here.
with you. I am going to have an agent.
Okay.
And maybe
Yeah,
someday a
that'll
car
probably
with
still be good,
detox.
yeah.
This is
If I
a
boost to the
perfect
right
example
before,
of why the government shouldn't be funding the
firing the
media.
laser to
It gives
destroy an
people
obstacle there, it
ideas
just means
above
I
their
travel a little
station.
less
This
afterwards, and it
histrionic
makes it a little more
sow
manageable
should be
to do
working
that
in the
traveling.
fields, not giving people ideas they don't
One
need.
punch and an arm cannon to take
Such
out
as
this guy.
holidays
I need to
and
place a
sick
fairly
pay.
careful
If something
boost
is
when
good
these
for the
next enemies
economy,
come down
it's
to
good for
avoid
the
a recoil.
country.
There we go.
Period.
So if you
Otherwise,
mistime
you
that
must be Russian.
are actually
Americans need
damageable
more
when those guys
patriots.
land on you, it's
Patriots
another
carry
long,
guns
unavoidable
and
recoil
shoot
animation.
British people on sight.
The
This
British
screen
are
is a little bit
obsolete, like
irritating.
Fortran.
There's
I mean, the
bats and
metric
bees that come
system.
on, and there's an upgrade
Puke
point that's very
Britain.
missable in the
They
background.
measure things with rocks over there.
Okay.
So just for safety, I'm going to use the machine
hold
gun.
on, what?
Screen wide,
What?
it'll automatically get the upgrade point for
Okay,
me,
I'm being
and
told
it
we are running
damages
out
all
of
the
time.
enemies as
Seems so
well.
quick.
So
Yes,
the way
I
the
would like to
screen
keep going
works
with this
is that
panel,
one
but
of
as they
the other
say,
runners of this
if the
game,
elevator
Cherokee,
cable
did
snaps,
some
if your
testing
life support
and found
machine
that
fails, and there's a nuclear
the
missile
bats will
hurling
keep
towards your
infinitely
hometown,
spawning
find
until
a
you
woman to
kill
hold,
enough bees.
even if she is a
I can't remember
frigid mess
exactly
who
how
only
many
cares
it is,
about
maybe
draining the
something like 14.
wetlands.
That was
I
actually a
want to
pretty
talk
good
about the
section.
beauty
Basically,
of
you need to kill
motherhood.
enough
Not
bees
again.
before you
Many men
prioritize the
found
bats,
pregnant
otherwise they'll
women
keep spawning.
attractive.
So by
Yes,
killing enough
yes,
bees
but in the
first,
same way a
it
car
allows
crash
me
is
to
sexy,
minimize the
but
number of
really,
enemies that I need to take
afterwards,
care of.
all
That's
you
a
are
neat
left
little
with is a broken
optimization I
wreck
used there,
and a
going to
bottle
the
of
very side and
antifreeze.
turning right,
And the muffler
and
is like a
timing when to
placenta,
trigger that.
I think.
If I mistimed that, I'd take
But what I do
another
know
long recoil.
is I am Maurice Chavez. This
is
has been
Pook.
pressing
You can
issues,
go between 4
and I
different
think we have
animal forms. He
shown
always
that liberal
cycles
debate
between
is
the 4
well
forms that he
and
has at the
healthy
start of the fight.
and living alive and in America. Martin Graves.
Thank you. My
This one I
closing
have to time a
statement.
little carefully because the fish tries to immediately go into the floor.
Forbes Waverly, hateful
to
capitalist with absolutely no human soul and completely sexless. Bryony?
And now I want to see the lion as little
are you okay?
Do I look okay, you dumb shit? I'm going into labor. Quick, somebody do something.
Ay, Dios mío, what?
I have a robotic thing for this.
That's beautiful.
I need a cigarette. American water that broke.
That's about as good as
something's wet on it. Just relax.
I need a cigarette.
Let it out.
I can't handle this.
Okay, so coming into stage 3, it's
Does anybody have any
like the plot reason for this is
someone get some powers.
Oh, there's something going on here.
She's making a mess of my studio. Ay, Dios mío, this is some stretched out mess. I don't even think I can go near one of those things again.
So I also didn't miss menu there when I put that point into shot.
I'm Michelle Montaigne. Genius. Now one from the archives of old-time radio, from before this was a public station. A show that first aired 40 years ago, The Time Ranger.
The Vice City Broadcasting System and American Oil and Motors presents The Time Ranger. He travels through time, hunting the biggest game of all, public enemies that try to destroy our America. He's Ernest Eagle, a man of mystery, a student of science and polygamy, a man who has a time machine in his pants that when he masters, he travels back in time to right wrongs, save women and pleasure himself with his sometimes lover when he's intoxicated. The lovely Trixie Lane, the Time Ranger meets up with danger tonight in Boxing the One-Eyed Clown.
So we also did some timing yesterday of whether it's faster to use punch combos or arm cannons here. Kind of when I was saying about the arm cannon has the avoidable stop animation.
Why always emotional at the wrong time?
Execution with both
Ernie, me, go sit in the corner, you dumb cluck. This is something I gotta do. Not just for me, not just for you, but for everyone. Why, when I take out my time machine, I can go just about anywhere. My mind wanders, see, and I'm a Union soldier storming into the home of a defenseless Southern slave owner, or at a Roman orgy somewhere with a centurion summon on, or the girls' locker room at a high school at some godforsaken town. Now, if you'll pardon me, Toots, I shall go into the commode there and travel back in time.
There's one more enemy in the there you go. And now the same thing on the bottom.
Back in about 5.
And so our hero travels back in time. Where to? He never knows.
So
wherever he is needed most.
Like, they have like grey face
Sire, why aren't thou getting intimate with thyself in yonder corner?
Say what? You can't see me. I'm completely invisible. Don't break my concentration, kid.
They are a lot
bulkier and
they also don't stagger when
I wanted to be at a Viking solstice feast with a couple of milkmaidens sampling the dairy products. You get the idea.
But I too can see thee. You better put that thing away. Mother caught me doing that and made me.
All right, stow it. I don't need to hear your personal history stories, son. This is my time machine, see? And by the way, it's not an ordinary.
Gee willikers, it sure is small.
Knock it off. I don't need to know what I already know, all right? Hey, who knows? Maybe I'll travel back to high school and save Mary one more time from marrying that awful bounder who became a disreputable senator. Oh, Mary, you're some cheerleader. Let me have that. Those pom-poms. What's that, doll? Under the bleachers?
Normally
this
section would be lagging very hard, but
don't give me the cold hard stare, kid. When you get middle-aged and spend each day in self-loathing, you'll understand.
I didn't realize it until
you will. Hey, by the way, tell me, what year is this anyhow?
The sundial says it's 1175. This is England. Dragons roam the land, and we are also infested with cliches.
Tell me about it.
Wow, you can travel the future.
Ah, yes, of course I can. Don't you listen? I told you, that's where I'm from.
Like you can see here, this section is lagging a bit more. This is closer to what it would have been like in that last
So tell me, boy, what do you do for fun?
I like to torture animals and slow kids.
Good for you.
Tell me more about the future.
Well, kid, let me tell you, things are a little different there. I'm going to get a quill and write this down. You could learn something. Let me tell you a few things about life, 800 years from now. First off, is a big difference between excitement and what you call arousal. But these newfangled penny arcades will give you either at any time. Next off, special potions and emollients and rubs and ointments to make their, what do you call them, testes reach the floor. You know what I'm talking about. Testicles, family jewels. And women, they paint their faces yellow and are sometimes called Brian walking the streets of the village. And that, my boy, is the future, like it or not.
Hello, Richard. Have you burnt those plague victims yet? Who are you talking to?
Mother, this is my new friend.
Why, I don't see anybody. I need you to get on with killing those lepers. But first, empty the chamber pots on their heads.
No, really, it's the Time Ranger. He's from the future. He says in the future, unicorns go around pleasing women.
Well, they try anyway.
Well, that sounds interesting.
I'll say the future sounds saucy.
Now, don't you and your invisible friend get hot under the collar. I don't want any more of your silly ideas. Autoerotic asphyxiation, indeed. Tell me, does my pox look okay in this top? The king is coming by to take me illicitly.
How you doing, doll? Forgive me. Nice to meet you. I'm the, Time Ranger.
Good heavens!
So stage 4 takes us to
no, it's the Time Ranger.
I just said.
He's got a special mini thingy that when he rubs, helps him right the world's wrongs. He showed me. You did what with my son?
Don't get your knickers in a twist, sweetheart. I kept it on the up and up with the boy. Now, while it sounds confusing, it is in fact completely natural. And my own empirical research has definitely proved you don't go blind, which is lucky for me. Besides which, I am from the future, and now I know my mission. I must save you from this awful king who's coming to have his vicious way with you. I must overthrow this maniacal monarch and establish a democracy. Yeah, where people are free and everyone has cars and double ended.
Well, I appreciate your kind offer,
can't
to be honest,
occupy the
since my
same
husband
space.
got slaughtered
So
by the
as long
Gothic
as you
Horde,
are
I rather
like
enjoy
a
the
pixel
King's
to the left of them,
visitations.
it will
It's the
force
only
the
action
enemy
I
towards
get.
the center of the
Besides
screen,
which
is
is war
really
to turn
useful for
black, and
lining
you'll be
all
dead
enemies
soon.
up to get
I
hit
got
by
no
an
clue what that
arcane.
means,
That's
sweetheart,
gonna
but
be
it does sound
exploited
pretty
in
awful.
Well, times are
almost
tough
every
since the
stage
Black
throughout
Death
the
took
rest
1
of
and
it.
3. The king ensures we have enough grain, he drowns the witches, and protects us from the dragons.
All right, I get it. This king must die. You don't got to spell it out, folks.
Well, we all must die. We all must die. But the real question is, will we go to the fiery pits to burn in eternal torment, or will we really suffer?
That's where you're incorrect, dollface. You see, I'm from the future, like I told you. From 1938. Where I live is just like heaven. Why, we even had a brief period recently where cocaine could be purchased from a pharmacist and the cheerleaders never grow old.
That future sounds awful. Time Ranger, leave us to burn the lepers in peace. Your time here is done.
Then, madame, if you'll excuse me, I must enter the dark recesses of time through this special portal I carry about my person.
It's simply a case of, throughout casual gameplay, the developers no doubt expected players to experiment with the approach points, see what the
And
different
so our
stats
hero
did, and
travels in time once
but when you
more.
just
Where
prioritize
to?
the laser,
He never
it's just
knows. Wherever
ridiculously
he is
powerful.
needed most, and whichever way his time machine points him. Sometimes forward, sometimes backwards. Always fun if you're open-minded.
Needing to use the machine gun to clear them out, again, avoiding the restart. The start
Oh la
animation's
la,
very nice,
monsieur!
I'm able to do
What
that.
are you doing with that little gherkin?
Ah, stow it, mademoiselle. Nothing. You see, you can't see me.
So one more wave
Oh, boy.
from top and bottom.
That's better. Anyway, I'm from the future.
Zut alors, monsieur, this I know nothing about, but these are terrible times. People are being slaughtered.
What? We can't have that. Well, fear not, young lady. The Time Ranger is here. My time machine
The
must
amount of damage
sense a
that I'm taking,
disturbance.
though, is absolutely no consequence. One of the reasons that we run on easy difficulty, aside from it being faster because enemies are a bit weaker, is that you can use a lot of very little damage
But tell me,
strats because there's
yes,
very
yes,
little
who's
that
committing
actually
this
deals a
atrocity,
significant
anywho?
amount of damage to you.
The revolting little peasants. The scum, they want food.
Like, and the boss
not
that's
to be
upcoming
ripped.
here, I take
mean,
a deliberate
whoever
damage boost
heard
on the
of
main
such a
body.
thing?
If I was playing on hard difficulty, that would just kill me in one hit, no questions asked.
And now they
Even at
have
full
got
health
to
like this, because I haven't been upgrading the life stat.
It
It's one of the things that makes hard difficulty and even harder to play this
Turn off the
casually, but
waterworks
it's very
already. You're
tempting
soaking my
to
loafers.
upgrade the life
Now, you
stat
just bring
so
that
you can
heaving
at least
buzzing right over
survive a
here.
hit from something, but then you're not boosting your damage dealing stats.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm just going to rest my
do you want to
time
take an extra hit,
machine
or do you want
right
to kill
between
stuff
them.
faster and more reliably?
Likes a little
It's
change
very
pace
hard
once in
to
a while.
balance.
Keeps things
So yeah, that was
spicy.
a boss fight.
Now, with my magical powers, I will bring down the revolt
Right, so
and
this is
restore
easily my
order
least
to the
favorite
world,
stage
and
in the
eventually,
game.
well,
It's
peace
a
shall
lot
reign.
of different enemy waves.
you are my
There's just a
only
lot of, I mean, the beat 'em up
Yeah,
segments
now
are
don't be
typically
alarmed,
more fun to
sweetheart.
play,
You would
but
feel
these
a
are
gentle
not very fun
rocking.
enemy segments.
Keep your hands to yourself, but I
Particularly
assure you it is
these
quite
guys.
safe.
So I'm trying to exploit the
Right.
pit here to cluster everyone together. When you kick an enemy, it travels across the screen, and they also like pinball each other and cause extra damage to each other, which is really nice. But I'm clustering them together so that I can
Well,
out-cannon
that'll
them.
be on
I
your
can't
head,
really do
you
this from across
foxy
the entire
French harlot.
screen
Come on,
because
let me
one
have
of
it.
the annoying elements of this game is that when an enemy is off screen, they just don't take damage. So you can see that green enemy got pushed off screen,
The
he just
peasants
stopped
aren't the only
taking
thing that's
damage.
rising.
So I
Will
need
our
to make sure
traveler
that
be
everyone
safe?
is
Will he
both
survive
on
the angry
the same
French
side
mob?
and
Will
that
his
they're all
travel
on screen.
machine
Otherwise, they
return
just
to
won't take
full
damage
working
from
order in
my
that
lasers.
perky French bosom? Who knows? Find out next time on The Time Ranger.
Wow,
Okay,
it's
so
a
now that
shock
laser
that
is
show
fully
was
upgraded,
taken
we
off
start
the air
upgrading
so
shot.
fast 40
I've
years
only been
ago,
using it
but
a
anyone
very
with
slight
talent
amount
was
so far
storming
in the run,
Normandy.
and I'm
We'll
not
have
gonna be
more
using
from
it
the
for a while
archives of
yet,
the
but
Vice
it's
City
very important for
Broadcasting
the final
System.
stage. The final stage of this game is the boss rush. And it's just a lot of fun to do. being directly underneath him, it forces a specific attack. This attack.
From the heart of Liberty City, it's the Intelligent Agenda. Here's your host, Michael Riley.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Great show for you today. Yeah, Brandon Roberts is on the show because I'm sleeping with his publicist. It's true. Now, the whole country is talking about his campaign ads for state governor, where he calls his challenger a pedophile and brings the word harlot back into the modern lexicon. It's John Hunter, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And 11-year-old super genius, Zachary Tyler. Give it up for Zachary. Okay, now, people say, Mike, what is this show about? Well, we're here to laugh, okay? And we're also here to cry, because the only thing liberals run in this country is the TV networks. But seriously, it's a show all about keeping fascism at bay in its many forms, even in the changing room. It's a show about the human heart. It's a show in which we laugh at lots of conservatives and call them repressed. We've got everything, really. Thank you. It's a show in which we ponder how America got into such a mess, and we realize we should blame all the people we don't like. And it's a show in which we yet again kneel over the great altar of American hypocrisy and start to suck. Yep, it's time for Intelligent Agenda. First up, he's the star of the film Flower Man and appears in the sitcom Family Interrupted, which is set in a women's clinic. You love him. I love him. The women love him. He's slept with most of you, I imagine. It's Brandon Roberts. Wow, Brandon, you look great.
Hey, thanks. I know, I really do. You know, it's great to be back on whatever show this is. This is great.
Now, if you weren't a man of remarkable integrity, I'd say you'd had some work done there, Brandon. Nice T-shirt.
Yeah, this T-shirt is part of our campaign. See, we're going to kill global warming once and for all, right? Yeah, see, we're going to have a concert, get a lot of people together to really rally, you know, and feel the music and the message. And once you feel that, you'll want to buy the T-shirt and the program, the commemorative DVD we're making, the limited edition MP3 player. And once we join together, all of us join together, global warming will end, man. Global warming will end. I mean, like, I'm no scientist, okay? But sometimes these scientists, they just make things confusing. It takes actors and musicians to explain important issues, you know? I mean, this is about intelligent people like me making a difference at a ground level.
Wow, that sounds great, Brandon. I don't know if it's just me, but you've been acting in a movie, it seems like, what, every 3 months?
Yeah. And you know what? Being an actor, it's really hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I've got to say somebody else's words and then go sit in a trailer. You know, people don't realize the stress of Vinewood relationships. Working long hours for sometimes a week straight. You know, the pressure of getting paid $20 million to read lines written by someone who makes a few $100, sleeping with a lot of women. It's tough. I mean, I know I'm fortunate, and I'm also humble. I really am. It's complicated. It's difficult to wrap your brain around. It's kind of like one of those Chinese symbols. But, you know, some days I get hand release while doing Tai Chi on the beach, and the next day I wear glasses and talk about suffering. I'm not gay, by the way.
Why don't we just take a call then?
Okay.
Yeah, Brandon. Hey, I'm a big fan of your work, man. How you pretend to be other people and then spend all the rest of your time telling ordinary folk how to live? It really inspires me. I'm a pathological liar.
Yeah. Whenever there's a natural disaster or anything, I try to show up and help make a point with photo ops how the government is really letting people down. You know, I have more money and a bigger soul, and my goal in life is to prove it to everyone. You know, do some opera, drink some pomegranate juice. People don't have enough antioxidants. Worry about the prison industrial complex. Worry about the military industrial complex. The industrial complex. The inferiority complex. Obesity. Fair trade gourmet coffee. China. There are a lot of things being an actor has made me an expert on. I understand pain. I understand people's pain. I am pain.
Wow, you are wound up, Brandon. Are you high?
Oh. Oh, you bet I am. And you bet I am. I am high on life. And my deity just keeps running out of money and needs a hefty part of my income. Can you get me on the internet? Get me on the internet. Because people really need to feel my love. I've got a blog. Okay, I've got to write this down. I'm not part of a cult or anything, okay? This is a real religion. Just like all the other ones. Just like all that. So don't be so prejudiced. Hey, Kiflam, right?
Right, okay. Well, let's take another call for Brandon Roberts.
Okay.
Hey, Brandon, I really like doing all those situation comedies, like when you go back to elementary school as an adult and sleep with your mother by mistake. It's funny as shit, but I have to say, I'm tired of all this green shit. These environmentalists haven't done us any favors. It's why all our food comes from China now. China's gonna take us over.
Exactly. Exactly. See, that's exactly the point I'm trying to make. It's what they don't want you to know. That's why I drive a hybrid SUV to the organic market across town to buy imported organic Norwegian mushrooms that have been flown in, burning tons of pollutants, killing the pollutants so they can't pollute anymore. See, that's what makes me an environmentalist. I understand the science. I know how it works. I got taught it in drama school. See, I only drink bottled water that's shipped from Samoa instead of pumped from a well across town because everything here, it's just so dirty. It's a lot like my new film. There's a chase scene on the Los Santos freeway and a huge monkey, some dinosaurs who are trapped in amber. It's very original. It's a nice, quiet character piece.
Wow, that sounds great, Brandon. Now, let's take a quick break. We're going to be back with more of Brandon Roberts and gubernatorial candidate John Hunter.
PLR reminds you, consumer-driven culture is killing our democracy. Buy yourself a hybrid, a solar panel, and a composting toilet, and set yourself free. This is PLR, Public Liberty Radio.
We return to the Intelligent Agenda.
Okay, we're back on the Intelligent Agenda with me, Mike Riley. Let's bring out our next guest. Brandon, can you hang out for a while?
You got it,
All right,
man.
scooch on over the couch there. All right, next up, he's an actor as well, but has gotten into politics by running for governor of our state. You may have seen the TV commercials for John Hunter where he accuses Michael Graves of all kinds of nasty things. Well, here he is, John Hunter.
Wow! Thank you. I mean, that's really wonderful.
Wow, you look great, John.
Thank you. Thanks.
How's the campaign going?
Mike, it's just fantastic. We're making a difference by giving the networks millions of dollars to run campaign ads. It's democracy at a grassroots level. Fundraising has gone really well. I haven't sold myself out at all. I've learned a lot being an actor, you know, on the set during years of bit parts. I want to bring the reality of TV dramas from the lots of Vinewood to our state.
Wow, look at that. The phones are exploding. Line 3, Sarah.
Hi, Mike. I'm a huge fan and a committed swinger. Maybe you'd like to come to one of our parties. Hi, Brandon. I love that art house film you made when you painted a picture with your junk. John, I'm a concerned parent. How are you going to help me make the world safer for my kids?
Well, Sarah, if you vote for me, things will change.
That's a relief.
There's a lot that I'm doing to help parents. I mean, now you take the internet. What happens when kids can post on the internet, on their own pages?
Oh, like myRoomOnline.net.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I come from a different generation, when it was okay to carpet bomb first and ask questions later. But people have to understand that the internet is a series of tubes, and strange men want to put their privates in the other side of that tube and right into your child's bedroom. As a conservative liberal, I feel it's my duty to try it. Buy a financial stake in it, and then regulate it. It's a win-win. And the best bit is we can all feel guilty together.
Wow, let's go back to the phones then. Steve, you're on Intelligent Agenda.
Hi, Mr. Hunter. I really enjoy your campaign commercials. It's the best part of election season. The 18 months of attack ads where you have no clue what's going on, and you learn to hate everyone.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
I was hoping you could do something about these air shows. Why do planes have to fly so close together over a crowd of people? Oh boy, there's a jet farting smoke. Big deal. It's polluting the atmosphere. People are actually shocked when these planes crash. Gee, you're doing Mach 2 with your wings an inch apart. Air shows suck ass.
Now, safety is one of the main parts of my campaign. We've had enough of these dividers. We want the whole enchilada. to come together as a nation because we all like Mexican food. Now let's stop big government running things for the little guy. I want to make sure everyone has access to opportunities they can afford. It's the American way. It's all in my best-selling campaign book.
Next caller, you're on with John Hunter.
And Brandon Roberts.
Oh, yeah, of course, Brandon Roberts. Hello, Jay.
Yeah, Mr. Hunter, I have a question. What happens when dogs and cats can drive?
Now, that's one of the things we need to focus on in this country. Education. And if I'm elected governor, at least one state will have its priorities straight. Unfortunately, our schools focus on academics, while schools in the South focus on nothing but football and procreating. We need to change the budgets to break the teachers' unions and buy uniforms, balls, and then the books if we can afford them. I learned a lot playing the part of a maverick coach in a TV movie about football.
Maybe what we need is a good old-fashioned peasant mob.
Exactly. Freedom within reasons. Responsible government taking away choices people don't need. Right now, what we have is a war on science. The FDA is denying access to a new drug that causes superfertility. Can you imagine the beauty and joy of God's gift as your home will become a whelping box and your zygotes mutate and quadruple? Mother Nature may have told you not to have children, but Mother Nature can be overruled, just like the current administration.
All righty, next caller. Hi there, Linda.
Yes, hi. I'm a first-time caller and a committed liberal. I say fuck the conservatives. They're all square, and we should burn them. Mr. Hunter, I hope you win this election and do something about the healthcare industry. Like these ultrasounds. They send radio waves to my brain as a child. That's why I killed my mom.
You see, the healthcare industry is failing millions of Americans. We've overregulated the insurance companies so they can't turn a healthy profit. The net result is that millions of hardworking Americans who invested in these companies are losing money. It's a national disgrace.
Next caller.
Yeah, I'm sick of these illegal immigrants. America should be for people like me. We invented freedom.
Now, immigration reform is very important. As I say in my campaign blog, it is not hate. It's patriotism bottled up. It's important that our children see us taking xenophobia seriously. Otherwise, who are they going to learn from?
Speaking of kids, we should take a quick break and get our next guest out here. Get this, he's 11, and he's a super genius. Back after this.
Public Liberty Radio. Free radio. Free of interesting content. Just blather. Boring burnout, blathering between shows. This is PLR. Let's get back to Intelligent Agenda.
And now, back to the Intelligent Agenda.
Okay, we're back on Intelligent Agenda. I'm Mike Riley. I'm sure you've heard about our next guest on the news. He's 11, and he's a genius. He's Zachary Tyler, National Spelling Bee champion a couple of years back, also a grandmaster at chess. He's written the great American novel, and now he's about to solve hunger. Great to have you on the show.
Greetings.
Now, Zachary, you are a great example of liberal parenting. Your parents raised you in a commune.
Yes, it was very disappointing. My parents were weak and feeble people. I don't miss them. I put myself up for adoption after they got divorced.
I play a divorced dad in my new movie. It's got a talking car and a flesh-eating disease that threatens mankind, but I've got great abs in it. It's a real character piece.
Okay, Zach, you've been educated in a public school.
Well, sort of. I learned to despise the common herd in a public school. So then I learned about the world by being homeschooled by a friendly teacher.
I think it's important we give everyone access to homeschooling.
I don't know about that. I think community is very important.
Yeah, I agree. I was really popular at school. It was great training for life because I'm real popular now.
Okay, now, Zach, tell us about the plan to end hunger.
Well, it's quite simple, really. Almost facile. I looked at hunger as a supply and demand problem. Too many hungry people. Simple. Rather than reducing the number of hungry people, simply reduce the number of people using involuntary euthanasia for the weak and unfortunate and turn them into compost for our crops. It's simple.
You want to kill people to reduce hunger?
Absolutely. It's brilliant.
It's barbaric.
I blame video games. They're teaching our kids to solve hunger by slaughtering the weak. We should should only slaughter the weak to win wars and sell guns to unjust governments we keep in power.
I despise the government.
The government's like the paparazzi, you know? They follow you around, and then when you mess up, they are on you, man. They are on you with a zoom lens. But my blog talks all about it. You can go to Brandon...
Okay. Where's the consensus here?
I think we've all reached a consensus, Mike. The group seems to be agreeing that, well, under my plan, you'd be one of the first people we eliminated.
Shut up, you tiny little freak! A nasty little right-wing bully. I bet you've never even gotten laid.
Oh, I have, lots of times. Yeah, mostly by girls. Sometimes with underage chicks.
Are you sick, young man?
You're sick. Stop looking at me strangely.
I'm tempted to beat a lesson into you, young man.
I imagine you are, you catamite.
Come here. I'm going to give you the spanking of your life, you little dork. You're going to learn some respect.
No, please.
Come here, you.
No.
Stop wiggling around so much.
You're a pedo.
What's going on?
Brandon, your movies suck.
Well, you're not even old enough to see them. How do you know they suck? Hey, Mike, how's my six-pack look? Huh? Hey, can we talk about global warming and my T-shirts? See, we make them in India.
No. I think we're done. I think that's all we have time for on Intelligent Agenda.
Ow!
Until next time, stay liberal.
Kiflam, man, Kiflam.
Shut up.
And now, the show that allows everyone to vent their spleen. It's Pacemaker, the program that puts the heart back into the health industry. Here's your host, Ryan McFallon.
It's David and Goliath, but we're all David when it comes to fighting the healthcare industry. And this time, it's not a rock. It's our nuts in a sling. For thousands of years, people have treated themselves when they got sick. The wisdom was handed down from family to family, mother to daughter, father to son, and sometimes while inebriated, father to daughter. But nobody talked about it. Now we have HMOs, co-pays, 1,000 forms to fill out, gastric bypasses, doctors that charge $30,000 to pry open your love cave with a speculum. Today on the show, from Beta Pharmaceuticals, Public Relations Director Sheila Stafford.
Hi, Ryan. Great to be here. I brought you samples of some breakthrough new drugs. You look like you really need them.
Okay, thanks. And representing the largest HMO in the nation, Copay Health System CEO Wilson Taylor Sr.
Ryan, it's a pleasure to be here to talk about taking the healthcare industry from a patient-centric and business-centric aggregated bell curve forward to the health model we're looking at in the 22nd century.
All right. And finally, he's the founder of Homeopathic Center Down Home Medicine, author and self-healing guru, the Down Home Medicine man himself, Waylon Mason.
What?
Waylon, I'm just saying welcome to the show.
I didn't know.
Okay. Let's start with you, Mason. What's wrong with the healthcare industry?
That's just it. You said it. It's an industry. $1 trillion. $1 trillion rotten deals and broken promises made to you, and dirty needles. For what? I teach people, stuff that only Indians and old people understand. Why are we sitting in a waiting room while some asshole, some limp ass nuts, plays golf and makes $1 million a year to scribble on little pieces of paper nobody can read? That's like they're writing secrets. It's a conspiracy. When we lived in the woods, my father taught me a lot about home medicine. After my mom died during childbirth, he let me burn the body. You can learn a lot from family.
Let's get into the 21st century here. We really need to move beyond this negativity and hostility towards the pharmaceutical industry. We are leading robust, end-to-end, sustainable solutions to healthcare challenges in a viable and yet 100% patient-centric, care-focused, and responsible manner. Life is full of very complex chemical challenges. Beta Pharmaceuticals is there every step of the way. Much more so than a bunch of hillbillies fighting progress and home cremating their mother.
Well, what kind of...
What do you, that's like being a corporate slut. Well, you don't know where you are.
Well, really, life is a challenge. And if you could swallow a magic pill every day and not worry about that challenge, wouldn't you? We all would. Some of us are. Take, for instance, our best-selling symptomatic postural tension reliever, Cominex. Life is stressful. Up the dose. And with increased dosage, people will see an inverse reduction in problems. It's science, really.
Life is stressful, and the reason it's stressful stressful is that the consumer is forced to pay pharmaceutical companies like yours exorbitant fees to cover these prescriptions and CEO bonuses. HMOs like mine are trying to save your life. And Little Miss Drug Company here sashays into the doctor's office, flashes her perky bazookas, and the next thing you know, the doctor's prescribing heavy sedatives for every splinter or rash. And who gets to pay for this? The insurance companies, which we are obliged to mark up and pass on to you in denied coverage claims. It breaks my heart.
There's just too many pills, man. It's making our immune systems weak. My mom was a visionary and a helper, you know, and she left me in dirty diapers all day. And now I have a super goddamn immune system. I can lick the floor under a truck stop urinal, and it don't affect me a bit. And sometimes I do, for cash or whatever.
That's the problem. Let's stop blaming the HMOs because you can't see a doctor. Don't blame profits or Nixon because you've got bad coverage. Bottom line, don't blame me because you're a loser. Not my fault, buddy. And the last thing we need on Earth is socialized medicine. Jeesh. Can you imagine the chaos if everyone was able to see a doctor and didn't have to fill out reams of paperwork before they were denied a life-saving surgery because it cost money? It would be anarchy. There'd be lines for bread, and we'd all be speaking Russian or Cuban, and people would die.
People are already dying because of paperwork and lack of coverage and their failure to understand the small print.
Okay, Lennon, I understand. You want to live in a socialist utopia. Fair enough. Well, I don't. I want choices. I want access. I want buzzwords. I want dreams. I want the chance to look you in the eye and say, I've got it, you haven't. I bet you wish you paid more attention in school, you little shit. Then knee you in the nuts. That dream is America. And I tell you what, man, that's a dream hard-working people all over this country want. To see their lazy neighbors die because they didn't go to work and get a job and have health care. Time to remove the teat and say, dinner's over, baby. Go buy your own pair of tits. There's a great word, a German word, a powerful word, and that word is Schadenfreude. And that word
He's making up words to an argument.
No, hear me out here, hear me out. Schadenfreude is steigen. The word is Schadenfreude, and that word means, fuck you, loser, fuck you. It's the American dream. Yes, I want to cuddle. I want to cuddle your wife, or you're going bankrupt, chump, and that means you, Lefty.
Okay, look, this is getting out of hand. Can we get back on the topic, please?
Oh, you can have my wife. I don't care.
Thank you so much. I came here to talk about how our company, Beta Pharmaceuticals, has pioneered revolutions in pediatric care. It's a pill called Ampheterate that keeps kids quiet for hours. It's yellow. That means it makes you happy. Like in our animated commercials when frowns turn to smiles. It's also good if you ever feel self-conscious or awkward or awake.
Oh, great, because I wanted to sleep till I finally died.
Okay, but Mason, I thought you were all about homeopathic care. You know, natural solutions to people's problems.
You really talk like that? Hey, you know what, man? Don't stress me out. I am the homeo and the pathic together. You need to take a daily examination, a really thorough inspection of your bowel movements. Get a fork, go through it, sift around, excavate. It's really fascinating. Nothing more fascinating. People come to me and they say, I don't feel so good. I tell them, well, save your eliminations for a week and bring them in a box. I can tell you what's wrong in a second. Now, this pharmaceutical lady is really nice with her little bubble tits and would make a fine receptacle for my DNA juice. And that's the only reason people listen to her. But listen, you don't need a pill for everything and barely for anything.
Okay, Mason brings up a good point. This brings us to the topic of pre-existing conditions. Should you be denied insurance if you have one?
Absolutely! As an HMO, we want people to be healthy. Don't go to the doctor, don't get sick, pay your premiums on time, and everyone's happy. Why would we want to sign up sick people? If we were a sports team and we signed up sick players, people would be furious.
Our company has some fantastic athletic enhancement compounds in the works. One will double both your RBIs and your girth.
This blame the HMOs mentality isn't rational. If you're sick, why don't you harass someone who can do something about it, like God, instead of calling and harassing our call center workers? Health, Ryan. My wife and I have a 6-bedroom villa on the ocean in the Caribbean that we bring other couples to for healthy adventures. It's really all about health.
Some whales are into gay sex.
Exactly.
Look at how they swim.
Thank you. Life makes no sense when fish are gay. Back to pre-existing conditions. If your hip hurts, you should probably kill yourself. It's all over if you fall down and break a hip. Don't burden society or my bonus because you fell down. We mustn't become a nation of hypochondriacs. Just because you have insurance, why use it? Why should we pay just because we said we would?
Because you said you would.
What do you matter anyway? As a nation, we have to move forward, and we are obsessing about our healthcare system. I mean, come on! America fucking rules. We've got to conquer space and fight the war on terror, and you people are worrying about a stiff hip? Please die.
Hey, did you know on the space station they have to drink their own piss?
Goodness gracious.
I can't understand.
Come on, what is wrong with that? That's an interesting thing to say. I'm talking about interesting. All you people want to talk about is money and co-payments and stuff. And I just talked about swilling piss.
Disgusting.
Steaming piss. Well, what is wrong with you people, man? No wonder you get sick. So pent up. You all need a good enema, or you might explode. That's another thing we haven't talked about. Ryan, we ain't talked about it. Euthanasia. Why are they all prostitutes? Why is everyone staring at me?
I'm going to bring this back to topic. Speaking of foreign countries, we really need to step up the war on drugs in this country.
Now, that's a good point. What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm talking about these criminals, these geezer criminals who smuggle drugs over the border so people can get them at a cheap rate and not pay a fair market price that we control. Hard medication, my ass.
Well, Sheila, a lot of people can't afford your drugs through the conventional channels, and they're forced to buy them on the black market.
Boo-hoo!
Boo-hoo!
Save your money. Stop buying silly things like lottery tickets, pickup trucks, or food. We have pills that can save your life, and you're whining about the cost? It makes me want to throw up. People have to take responsibility. I mean, just the other day, this woman began to freak out in front of me and clutch her chest. So I did the responsible thing. I walked away. Yes, I work in the health industry. Yes, I had a purse full of life-saving heart drug samples, but I did not know if this woman had insurance. I did not know if she was going to sue me. So I did the responsible thing, and I left it to the professionals.
Wow. Did you even call 911?
I left that to the professionals as well.
Well, what happened to this poor woman?
Well, she died. Bull lesson. First off, you wouldn't be having a heart attack in the street if you had gone to the doctor the day before and requested a prescription for a pill you saw on a TV commercial but don't know what it does. What it does is irrelevant. Ask your doctor for it.
My mother had a great home remedy. Home from the home for heart problems. A few ordinary household items. You'll find them under the sink. Mixed together, drink, problems solved. No bureaucracy. It's like my dad. I remember him telling me, son, diabetes is a lie. And he was in great shape because he hopped around on one leg a lot. Lemons to lemonade.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Now, but some people say, and when I say some people, I mean our producers, some people say, why are HMOs making record profits while our economy is in recession? And why are the people paying more for health care than any other country?
What do you want us to do? Go out of business? Listen, it's easy. Invest. Then when our share prices go up because of the, listen to this bit, responsible way, yes, responsible way we have run our business, including sensible maintaining of lots of friends on Capitol Hill, you'll see the upside. And you want to complain because we're doing so well? What's your problem? You're still alive to moan and groan about how horrible our health care is.
Exactly. Pharmaceutical company profits aren't the problem. They're the solution. We need that money to fly doctors to golf retreats in the Caribbean.
Oh, man.
We are literally saving communities out there. In the old days, it was all about fishing and smoking pot, but now it's all about golf courses and other cultural things like that. All because of the money that has moved into healthcare. Do you know how much a lab monkey costs? And you end up stoning them to the tits on exciting new breakthroughs in medical science so much that they drop like flies left and right from the sheer joy. Progress ain't cheap, and you worry about costs?
Leeches cure erectile dysfunction. I use them all the time.
Okay, another good point by Mr. Mason, but let's get to our next topic. Should we go natural in our health care?
Definitely. And we're happy to cover everything as long as you reach your $10,000 deductible. Isn't that great? We cover all the expenses after you've spent $10,000. We are saving you money.
Sorry.
I guess your pills ain't working, lady. Well, you know, let me tell you, the fact is, and it's a fact, drugs are killing us, man.
You people are heading towards the dark ages. Up until the 1950s, this country was sick, diseased with worry. We helped usher in change with drugs perfect for an America coping with anxiety due to the civil rights movement. You guys want to take us back to home medicine? Please. You will kill people with your nonsense. The fact is, the only thing that makes people better is drugs. Not hokum pokum, not shitting in a bag and sleeping with my dad. Narcotics are what matters. Drugs. They work. Trust me. I've been on them for years.
What works?
Drugs are hokum pokum. That's hokum pokum. I'm telling you the truth.
No one knows what officially is hokum pokum, and that's a fact. What works is a fully integrated spreadsheet pyramid with diagnostics at the center and patient recovery being at the top, which it always is with us here at Copay Insurance.
What matters is holistics and getting well from psilocybin colonics.
Does he have like a translator or something? Because I understand every fifth word he's saying.
He's talking about holistics.
Oh. Holistics, man. Drilling holes. It's an ancient form of medicine. If you had a headache, people run over to you and start drilling a hole in your head. If you had a heartburn, they drill a hole in your heart. If you practiced witchcraft, they drown you or burn you just to check. It worked for centuries.
I think he's talking more to himself.
Parrot, rabbit, talk about, oh, I want to make this much this year off a person who can't breathe right. Oh, I want to make that much off this doctor who is ignoring the world.
Okay, thank you, mate.
Playing golf.
You are giving me a headache.
Good. I can cure that. Come here.
What are you doing, Mr. Mason?
Come here. I'm getting...
Oh, hey.
No, this won't hurt a bit. My dad showed me. Come here.
Okay, come on, Mr. Mason.
No, the
Just
drill
chill
bit's
out.
clean,
Let's
damn
put
it.
down the drill. Let's think about Reiki or something.
What the hell are you talking about?
Please stop.
You calm the fuck down or the pitch bitch gets it.
That's enough, Mr.
I'm a
Mason.
good person.
You ain't no good person. You ain't even a person, man.
I've got some free samples.
Yeah, that's all you are, is a vending machine of samples.
Just don't trepanate me, please. I'll pay you.
Man, you think I want your goddamn blood money? I'm gonna free mankind of drugs that cost money.
No.
Or that you can't grow or find on shit.
No!
Okay.
No,
Okay,
listen to
now
what I'm
calm
saying.
down. I
It's
think
you.
we've had enough.
It's you're the insurance guy. One of you gets drilled, I ain't taking no for an answer.
Please leave me out of this. She's the one with the headache. I respect alternative therapies. They give false hope.
Are you kidding? I'm gonna drill the smugness right out of your third eye.
Impossible.
Drill him. He's let kids die. He refused a little girl a liver transplant.
Oh, right, you're the one. You're the
too
one.
risky to save. Nonsense. She was too risky to save. Risky for third quarter
Too
earnings.
risky to save.
Drill her. She kept AIDS drugs out of the hands of poor people so that her CEO could buy a plane.
No, that's a lie.
you.
That's a
No,
lie.
you.
It was a boat, not a plane.
It's
A
planes, boats, corporations,
He
neckties. I'm drilling you so the stark smoke comes floating out of your skull and the demons that been controlling your life comes out of your skull. You think I'm messing around?
I know you're not messing around. I tell you what, Mr. Mason, just drill them both, please. But just hurry up, because that's about all the time we have for folks this week on the pacemaker. No, okay, that's enough.
Oh, that's a geyser! A geyser of blood!
Yeah, geyser, more blood.
If he would have started from the ground, he would bonked into something.
And now for the seance.
Hello, my name's Beatrix Fontaine from Hungary. In a past life we were lovers, but then you already knew that, yes? Welcome to this seance. Believe, it's real. Everything you know is a lie, and the things you don't know are all true. Confused? Confusion is the same thing as knowledge, if you look at it backwards. This is the space-time continuum. I want you to be honest with yourself, just yourself and me. Was there ever a time you really wanted something and it didn't work out quite as you imagined? Or have you ever been in a relationship or professional situation that did not work out perfectly? Or possibly a feeling in your stomach that something is about to go wrong, and then it does. I know what you're wondering. How does she know all these things about me? Well, the fact is, I have gift. A gift I learned roaming the streets of Eastern Europe, having lots of kids, and earning money by dancing and playing the violin. You see, I can divine the magical powers of the stars and numbers like pi, read the wind and the tides to tell the future. I know skeptics scoff, but that is why they live such shallow and loveless lives and often end up dying. Whereas I'm immortal, more or less. Don't let science blind you with stem cells. There is a sixth sense and a third eye, cells you don't even know about, and I have both. Let's go to the spirit line. 212-360-2367. Hello?
Hey, Beatrix, I listened to your show on the old station before you got thrown off. I am so glad you're back. I wanted to ask you about my boyfriend.
Don't tell me. I can feel a very powerful force. Even before you spoke, I knew you were a woman with relationship troubles. Is your boyfriend the source of the trouble?
Well, he,
Don't tell me, don't tell me. I'm hearing things from the spirit world. You are too loud. No. There it goes. It's going really quiet. What's your name, dearie? Don't tell me. It's a girl's name. It begins with a letter. It's not Rosa, is it?
No, it's Martina.
I knew it was not Rosa. This was the name of the peasant woman who stole my first child. Close, Martina. That was my next guess. The spirits were telling me both. No, wait. Martina, in a past life you were called Rosa. That's where that was coming from. Oh my God. Oh my God. You led a powerful army. You were a great woman. I see breastplates of gold shining as you march into battle. That's amazing.
Really?
Absolutely. You saved a civilization that were worshipped as a god. There are statues of you in Tasmania, covered in pigeon shit. There is a man with bad teeth and dirty hair who has just urinated on you. I think you always sort of knew this. No, wait. The spirit world is fading. I'm going to hazard a guess. Your great-great-grandmother is dead.
Yes? How did you know?
I am just a mouthpiece, dearie. The spirits speak through me. She's telling me something about diamonds and true love.
Oh, that's great! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna marry a really rich guy! He's gonna wear lots of diamonds! You're kidding me! A rapper? Well, that's great.
No, it's going faint.
What? No!
Have you got another credit card? The spirit world is telling me your first card bounced.
No! Please, just tell me about true love and the guy with the diamonds. Is it Tony McTony?
I'd love to, dearie, but spirit dollars are devalued these days due to the war on terror. Besides, immortal worlds need to earn some paper.
Okay, it's Lisa, 4135-9808-5665-1234. Expiration date 1108.
Great. We'll keep that very secure. Yes. The ghost world is telling me that's approved for up to $500. Now, $500 sounds like a lot of money, but apparently this true love guy has a lot of diamonds. I doubt 500 means a lot to him or to you once you meet him and fall in love.
No. It doesn't mean anything. Spend a lot. Go for it. How do I meet him?
Wait. I'm getting something. You will meet him online. You should join an online dating service. Sleep with many men. Therein lies your prince.
That's great. Well, but what about my current boyfriend?
He's not for you. His name? Albert?
No, it's Richard.
Yes, you're right. Thank you. He had a brother called Albert. A brother he doesn't know about. This explains why his life will be marred by failure.
Oh, that's horrible. How can you tell?
That's all we've got time for, dearie.
What? No.
You're out of good luck. Enjoy the diamonds. Remember, please call. If you want to get on the seance, have a credit card handy. You can be happy. You will be. It's so close. A transaction away. 212-360-2367. Who's on the line? Hello, dearie. This is the seance. But then, we already knew it.
Yeah. Hi. I'm having trouble at work.
I knew that. You're not a gondolier, are you?
No.
I knew that. I had a hunch. It was like a ghostly force telling me this man living in Liberty City does not propel a gondola for a living. Am I right?
Yeah, Beatrix.
It's not me, dearie. It's the gift. It was given to me as an STD at a pool hall in Bulgaria, and I've been rail thin and hallucinating ever since. But I am now just in the passageway between one world and the next, yelling answers back and forth. Do you understand? Probably not. Some of you will hear good news. Some of you will hear bad news. All of you will hear the truth.
So the guys at work think it's ridiculous because I listen to your show. We'll be installing sheetrock and they'll be like, turn that dingy bitch off.
The guys. There's 3 of them, isn't there?
No, there's about 11 of them.
I knew it. To ancient Egyptians, the number 3 was the number 11. In the same way as the French word for spirit also means avocado. Did you know that?
No, I don't quite understand. I really have never been to Egypt or France.
Please, don't bring science into it. Doubters doubt everything. Personally, I'd rather know. Which would you rather be, Bob? It is Bob, isn't it?
No, it's Michael.
Exactly. That was a trick question. You were named after Saint Michael.
No, I was named after my uncle who died, Uncle Mike.
I'm talking to him right now, Michael. He's visiting from the spirit world. He was a saint. He's telling me he's very proud of you. He's saying you're a great and powerful man, only you don't know it yet. He's saying the struggles you are going through at work are exactly the same struggles he went through when fighting the Moors.
Uncle Mike fought the Moors? I thought he was in construction. He was a bit racist.
He was, you're right. But before he was in construction, he fought the Moors on horseback.
Wow, he rode a horse? But I thought Uncle Mike died of a heart attack real young because he was real fat.
That's what you were told, Michael, to protect you from the truth. He and your mother loved each other very much. And you are the result of a very unique family union and bond that people don't talk about. Wait, your uncle is telling me something. Wait. He's telling me you're the chosen one.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and he's telling me you've got a great quest. Only he doesn't know what it is yet. He's telling me you should call my premium rate number every day until we can find out what it is. He's telling me it's very important you do this every day. You do that, Michael.
Well?
Michael, it's very important. He's telling me the future of the world depends on it.
Wow, this is incredible.
I'm just the vehicle, the cosmic bus. Like the buses on the dirty roads of Bulgaria, where you can lay in the road and brain tourists. It's your life, Michael. Live it. If you take one thing away, take that. It's important. Wait, the spirit gate has closed. Please call the line. Don't let your future happen without knowing about it first, or it may just become your past. Think about that. This is the seance.
Wow. It feels like Sunday morning all the time on Public Liberty Radio. Public radio that sips overpriced coffee and cries for the world. All the way to the left side of your radio dial. It's PLR. Public Liberty Radio.
About the build or something, yeah.
Okay, you are back. You have joined. Turn out the lights. Get to your quiet place. Then call. Join the seance.
Hi, my name is Candy.
I knew that, dearie. I was told. We made love in Mauritania once. I was a swan. Let me guess. Of course, it's not real guess. It's forces beyond our comprehension speaking through me. But let me guess. You're a Virgo this time, right?
No, a Gemini.
That's what they told you. I know. But you have Virgo rising.
No, actually, I think I had Libra rising.
I know, but I'm not looking at simplistic, superficial astrology. Anyone can do that. I'm looking deeper into the cosmos, behind Libra, tucked away next to the neutron star. To the left of Virgo, too, was the Virgin. It was also rising, and it is this conflict between the scales the twins, and the dreaded virgin, and the tax collector. It is this conflict that is tearing you apart. This is why sometimes you feel deep melancholy and heart-piercing grief, and why you seek solace in strangers, right? I bet you don't know
How
that.
long is that morning I still see the guys
It was
fighting?
because I had a troubled childhood.
Of course you did. Your parents did not understand you. How could they, Candy?
They tried, but I was...
They were aliens. And you're an alien hunter who had her memory wiped. And you keep having a dream where an alien fetus crawls out of your stomach and poops. Only you can't remember it. That's the whole point. I'm speaking to the cosmos right now. Hello?
There is fucking nothing interesting there. I'm just
It
fucking
is
that.
telling me everything is going to be okay. As long as you buy and read my book very carefully. Will you do that?
Sure.
But wait. Nothing. Rather than waste decades into training and meditating to speak to the other side, you can now take a shortcut right out of your online bank account. Hold on. It's telling me something. It's telling your luck will change if you spread knowledge. Buy 20 copies of my book. It's a clear message I'm getting from the depths of a different dimension. Will you do that? I'm sorry, we must have a bad connection. Interference with the spirit world happens. Are you ready to descend into the realms of Hades? I was there this morning. I have studied everything. Greece, Cyprus, Lipari, ancient religions, chaotic pasts, sex magic where you strangle the person afterwards. Fantastic! It answers really important questions. The number is 212-360-2367. Hello, line 4. You have 5 minutes. The meter is running.
Yeah, Beatrix Fontaine, tell me why I should have to pay for advice. It's insulting. If you've got a gift, you should share it for free.
My. You've become quite a little firebrand since running that tavern in Krakow 500 years ago.
Really? Wait, tell me.
Yes, you're in the tavern. It is in Krakow. Yes, I am seeing it happen. You're wiping the bar with a rag and... Do you remember a fat man?
I don't know.
You and the fat man are having an argument in the tavern. Oh no! A woman leaves quickly, shouting. I'm seeing it very vividly as if it were happening right in front of me. He's screaming. You're screaming. I hate you. I hate you. It's in Polish, but the spirit world has translated it for me. Have you ever hated someone?
Yeah.
I knew this like the hand of my back. You have loved someone you hated. You have conflicting feelings. Oh no, you are holding the man in a headlock. You are enraged.
Fucking A! Am I gonna kill him?
You are about to smash his head on the bar.
Awesome! What next?
Now you are holding his head in your hands. Now you are kissing him.
What?
Yes, you are kissing him with the tongue now. He is grabbing your long hair, shoving his tongue deep inside your mouth. You are really enjoying this. The passion is exploding. Your hand is reaching for his groin.
Oh, God! No way! No fucking way!
The abyss does not lie. Now he has his hand down your trousers. You are very engorged. You have done this before. You know it is wrong, but you cannot help yourself.
Oh my God, no!
Oh, yes. You are about to take it from the big man now. Ugh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I must turn the spirit world off. You have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do. Shit, this is awful.
This, of course, I know. I ask the questions to eat up time. Listen, you will break up with her tonight. Tell her about the fat man and the tavern and the passion and his enormous hog 500 years ago. Tell her all of this is true. And if she no believe, tell her to call Beatrix Fontaine. Your time is up. The cosmic wind has blown you back into the moat, where you swim in sewage of the time stream, yes? The mouth is a graveyard for many animals, and their spirits sometimes want to talk. But if you want to talk, you need a credit card to talk. Hello, darling.
Wow! You know my name!
Of course, dearie. I have a connection. I dial up, authenticate with the spirit world, and spirit dollars go into the account. Then they go to an offshore spirit world where it's always warm. Wait, I am seeing two eyes. You had a teddy bear or a doll or a toy or something when you were younger? It meant a lot to you, yes?
No, yes, a teddy bear. I quite liked it.
You carried this teddy bear around to show people where the bad woman touched you.
I don't think so.
No, you don't think so because you are living a terrible lie. Even you do not know. This is because you are a man. You are a man, and inside your spirit is very upset that you were circumcised. And you have been trying to go back to that day.
This is absurd. I'm not a man. I have breasts.
You are self-conscious about these breasts?
Well, yeah.
You see, you now see because I see. This is not absurd. It is absurd because it has not happened yet. Is tomorrow absurd? Do not scoff at the future. It will be your past today, not tomorrow. You will be a man. I want you to enter an altered state tonight, and all will begin to come into focus. Go to a biker bar, take some ecstasy, and all will become clear. Do not doubt me. I am licensed.
But I wanted to ask about my baby and the...
I'm sorry. The spirit world is growing dark. Whether you are a child of the night or running in a nocturnal circle, or even if men are around you in a circle right now, remember, I can read minds. I know you want to call me. The price is irrelevant. What is the price of knowing the future? Of understanding the past? Priceless. Sometimes telling your fortune will cost a fortune. This is Beatrix Fontaine, gifted mystic with a special gift. Blessings to you. See you in the spirit world or online at beatrixfontaine.com. Bye-bye.
WKTT 1066. Because the family is under attack and it's time to fight back.
Are covert prisons being built in the desert? Is a secret fraternity controlling world leaders? Who really runs American banks? And the secret scheme behind the penny in your pocket. These are some of the incredible truths revealed today on Conspire. With me, your host, John Smith, which of course is not my real name, as we show you who and what really runs your world. I've also got an amazing report into the reality behind game shows and how they were used to fight communism, and a look into how the electric car was, in fact, invented before the internal combustion engine way back in 1890. It's going to be another great show if they don't take me off the air. I fought big business. I've attacked media conglomerates and liberal elites. I'm the man they're too frightened to speak to. I'm John Smith, and they do not, I repeat, not know who I am. So, without further ado, without any unnecessary pomp or circumstance or long verbose intros, let's hit the phones. Hello, Truth Seeker. You're on Conspire, and you know the drill.
Hey, John. Big fan of the show. I loved you since I heard you told us the fact that the Library of Congress keeps a secret vault containing a cast of every member of Congress's penis. I mean, it's simply amazing what they spend tax dollars on. I mean, I haven't got health coverage, and yet this government is spending $500 million in upkeep of the members' chamber. I mean, you know, I really enjoyed the last show about diet soda sweetener making children gay. They want America's birth rate to drop so it can't sustain the current population. Then a bunch of immigrants come in and take over and screw our wives. I mean, it makes perfect sense. I can't believe the lies have been told.
Thanks. What's your name?
Jeremiah.
Don't fall for that. I don't need to know your name, nor you mine. Tell a stranger your name, and within minutes, you're in every database in Africa. People are trying to sell your credit card debt and planning to steal your kidney. Pay attention. Wake up now. I'm your only friend. This is your worst nightmare, and it's all true. Destroy your Social Security number and erase it from your memory. And forget your name as well. Now, regarding diet soda, abstinence kills. It kills our ideals. At one time, having a large family was celebrated in this country. Now, if you have 12 children and 8 wives, people look at you like you're some kind of freak. Do you know how many kids I've got? Exactly. You don't need to know. Don't profile me. Don't talk to me about credit scores. How are you going to judge me by something that happened 3 years ago?
Yeah! I'm glad you're finally going to tackle the penny conspiracy. I fucking hate pennies! I hate Abraham Lincoln, too!
Yeah, he was a meddler. He was a closeted Pakistani, definitely bipolar, big smoker of opium. Some people think he may have been a woman. Now, I can't find any evidence of that, but I do know he had tiny little testicles and his children were not his own. And the penny. Oh, did you know that each penny costs 1.7 cents to produce? These bankers, they're getting rich, literally on our dime. That's been the story of the planet since they took us off the gold standard. Government and banks, they're the same thing. Remember that. And life won't seem so strange. They are taking you in the front and in the rear. That's America. Jay on line 7, love the initial. What's on your mind?
Contrails, John. How do we know when we see a plane flying over and leaving these clouds behind them that it isn't biological or chemical agents being sprayed? I mean, if you live in a poor area, they fly over and leave these vapor trails full of government chemicals to make you pregnant. I know. I banged a poor girl once and she became pregnant right away. I mean, I pulled out, bitch. She's a lying bitch. With these contrails, John, we're crops, John, and we're getting dusted.
Yes, it's nothing new. It was a technique invented, of course, by the British and perfected by the Nazis, using crop sprayers to control a population. After the war, you know where those Nazi scientists ended up?
No.
University of San Andreas, Los Santos. And where are people both fertile and brain dead? Los Santos. You do the math. They brought down IQs so that when the Chinese invade, which they will do via the West Coast, they'll only find a bunch of vain morons and then they'll have to leave. That's what the defense industry has become. You thought it was all about worthwhile stuff like selling guns to African dictators or supporting oil states. No, sir. It's about the holy grail, eugenics. And you're paying for it with your tax dollars. You fools. Open your brains, people. I'd tell you to grow some balls, but it's brains I'm worried about. They keep you so stupid so that if the miseducation system fails and you actually end up knowing how to read, it'll all be meaningless anyway, as you'll be too stupid to understand anything.
Yeah! Wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. I think that's why I always hated black people.
Hey, I cannot tolerate overt racism. I am not a racist. Accepting and explaining clear genetic differences between different races is not racism. It's facts. Facts. Like when you go to the grocery store, do you buy any brand of food? No, you buy the right brand. People should do the same with their life mate. Of course, people don't like the truth. What I said about French women? True. Andrew, you're on Conspire.
Hey, I want to say thanks for all the insight over the years. I didn't know I needed to be this paranoid until you opened my mind to how awful society is. It's really very useful. I used to have a job and a wife, but I was so naive. Now I live in a bunker, armed to the teeth, and free from human corrupting agents, and I'm much happier. I'll tell you. Anyway, John Smith, I wanted to say, you had that guy on last week talking about the end of the world is in 2012 because that's when the Mayan calendar runs out. I say fuck the Mayans. Their calendar sucks balls. No wonder they went extinct. What kind of calendar has a guy sticking his tongue out in the middle of it? Can you imagine carrying a 300-pound rock around the size of a trash can lid just so you know what day it is? Fuck that. Maybe you can. I fucking can. And I'm supposed to take your civilization seriously?
I respect your opinion, but the facts are the facts, friend.
Hey, screw the Mayans, man. The fucking Aztecs were the shit. They were far more powerful. Their civilization was about sacrificing bitches and gold and men having tans and wearing short skirts. Was much more like how I live my life today. Seriously, I wear a skirt every day because of the Aztecs, man. And you know what?
No? What?
Neither do I. I forgot what I was going to say. But just for the record, the government sucks balls hard. It's like a puppet show, like the one my dad did for us when the puppets would suck his balls. Why can't we get a real leader like Hitler? I mean, China, he did some bad shit, but he also built roads and found the Ark of the Covenant before that archaeologist stole it. I mean, I don't know any blacks or Jews or women, and I've never met one, and you know what? I'm glad. I can't
Okay, well, thanks for your call, but after that fine last month, we can't have callers explaining their beliefs quite so clearly. But remember, they are out to get you, and by that I mean the people who put the pyramid on your Washingtons. The great mystery of the dollar bill. I will explain all after this break.
I'm a brainless sales associate who gets by because I've got a great rack. With Wing It software, my presentations are 99% fluff and no substance.
Nothing says success in the business world like a slideshow. Nothing says, I know what I'm talking about, than the ability to break down a complex idea into 3 simple points per slide. Order a copy of Wing It today. Wing It presentation software. A 720-degree revolution in business practice every day since 1997. It's a revolution. Prepare to be revolted.
WKTT. Because I love my country, and if you don't, fuck you and your fat wife. WKTT 1066. Talk radio for people who are always right.
Weasel News. Are you a sex offender? That's the question many police are asking residents. And they've even set up a website, littlelacysurprisepageant.com, to catch them. It's a town on edge as people wonder if their father, best friend, or even spouse is a sex offender.
The problem is you, the news media. So what if a man pleasures himself in public? Sometimes you have to take care of business. Comprende? Come on, you want to see my junk?
In Algonquin, I'm Eric House, Weasel News.
Eric House there with a worrying report. When you think of biker gangs, do you think of lovable rogues on the open road stopping at a sleazy motel to cook up a batch? Or do you think of patriots in leather with beards and beers having a good time? Both images are out of date. Outlaw motorbike gangs such as the Angels of Death and the Lost are engaged in a war on the streets of Liberty City. A war with many casualties. Not just the bikers that kill each other, but the lives ruined by the crystal meth and crack cocaine that these thugs traffic. Whoever comes out on top in this war, it won't be Liberty City.
Online dating has overtaken being set up by friends or spiking her drink as the favored way for Liberty City's men to meet loose women. Sites such as lovemeet.net and craplist.net have helped Liberty City's many lonely hearts find soulmates, or at least a desperate slob to sleep with for the afternoon.
In radio entertainment news, that annoying shock jock Laszlo is returning to the airwaves after a 6-year absence in which he was tossed by community leaders. He announced that the station will be called Integrity and will be all about integrity. Laszlo lost his radio job after the payola scandal, and quite frankly, because he had a potty mouth. Mike Whiteley, Weasel News.
This is Weasel News.
WKTT 1066, because now that the Cold War is over, it's time to fight with ourselves.
Za krótko byłem wylogowany.
Martin Serious Show.
Zalogowałem się i potem jeszcze raz jak się mapa załadowała.
Get naked for me and drown your children in the bathtub right now on the phone.
The most valuable man in broadcasting, the genius who takes no prisoners, is back for another episode of the Shock Jock Show that has changed everything, including moral standards and what is considered funny. It's America's favorite everyman, multi-millionaire Martin Serious.
I'm being ripped off by all my peers, the hacks in this industry.
Also starring Smithy, the sidekick.
I'm smoking a cigar with my butt!
And Mark, the anal and entirely realistic station manager.
This show is out of control. We'll get fined again.
And Lisa, who isn't just a token example of diversity, so we avoid a lawsuit.
You're so funny, Martin, burning a rainbow flag. I should be offended, but you're brilliant. I hate myself all the way to the bank.
This is the multi-award-winning, game-changing, life-altering, original Martin Serious Show.
That's right. Martin Serious Show, back with another incredible round of telling everybody the way things are. Yes, the way things are.
That's so true.
Lisa God is in the details. In the details! He also appears to be in your breasts. Your breasts. Lisa, today, they seem kind of perky, fresh. Someone have some work done, Lisa? Huh? A little bit of uplift with your bonus, did we? Tell Uncle Martin. Let me see those chocolate grenades. Ooh, delicious.
Oh, Martin, You're ridiculous. You're so funny. I can't believe people call you a condescending homophobic racist.
Thanks, Lisa. I know. How could I be racist or homophobic when I employ a black transvestite? That's why they pay me the big bucks. Hasn't changed me. The money, I mean. Hasn't changed me one bit.
Yeah, you always were a jackass, if I may say so, Mr. S.
Thank you, stunt boy Smithy. Thank you.
Oh, Lord. What are you doing, Smithy?
It's my first stunt of the day. I'm gonna duct tape M80s to my throat.
Yeah, shove a lit one up your ass. I win a broadcasting award.
Anything for you, Mr. S.
What if he gets hurt?
I'm a pioneering broadcaster. A pioneer. I break ground, others follow, others copy. Listen, I don't care who gets hurt in the name of radio. I take no prisoners in my search for the truth. Light those fireworks around your neck, Smithy. Wow, Smithy, that must have really stung. Can I say this? Lisa? I'm a legend.
Well.
A legend.
Well.
Like Davy Crockett. Except that I don't get to murder natives.
I've gone deaf, Mr. S.
Stunt boy Smithy, everybody, with an M80 up his rear end. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's incredible! Incredible! Radio, theater of the mind, and widescreen plasma TV of the asshole.
Oh, Martin, you're hilarious! Naughty but a straight talker. No wonder all the porn stars we have on the show can't resist you.
Is that so?
I've got a sound effects machine. Isn't that funny?
Well, speaking of porn stars, pull that curtain back. You guys are not going to believe what's going on behind there.
Wow, Mr. S, they're beautiful.
Wow, indeed. Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's two hot young porn stars making out.
Hot lesbian action. Only on the Martin Sirius Show.
Just like we have every day.
Well, that's terrible and exploitive. But it's also groundbreaking entertainment for which we'll probably win an award. You're really a genius.
Mr. S, do you want me to kill one of the porn stars like last time?
That was a ratings bonanza. Bonanza. Wow. Breasts. Look at those breasts.
Yeah.
Veiny and covered in stretch marks. Just like watermelons about to explode. Just a reminder, next week, if management doesn't shut it down, we'll have our annual circle jerking contest, where you can win a box set of every show I've ever done. Think about that. Me! Every show, all the time. My whole career.
And don't forget to tell them about the tot stickers.
That's right, Lisa. This is extreme radio. Extreme! So I spend 99% of the time on air talking about the show rather than actually putting one on. Smithy, tell them how they can get their tot stickers.
Yes, Mr. S. Tot stickers are for take out your twat Tuesdays and Thursdays. When you put the tot sticker on your car and women see the tot sticker while they're driving, they'll mush those nasty meat curtains against the window.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. That's outrageous but also liberated and true.
Going to the phones, taking calls, speaking live. Line 3, Brianna, you're on the Martin Sirius Show.
Hi, Martin. I'm totally hot and wet for you.
If I wasn't stuck here doing this dumb show, oh, the things I'd do to you. You touching yourself right now? Are ya?
I sure am.
Yeah, baby.
Hang on, Brianna. Smithy!
Yes, Mr. S?
While this young lovely is pleasuring herself, I want you to burn your pubic hair off with a blowtorch. With a blowtorch!
No problem, Mr. S.
Yeah, Brianna, you're a dirty girl, aren't you?
Yes.
Do you want to do things for me?
Yes, Martin. I want to be so naughty for you. Well, then take your clothes off right now.
Yeah, that's my line, you dumb twit. Is unscripted, innovative, groundbreaking radio. Well, then take your clothes off right now.
Okay, Martin.
Now I want you to give yourself a hysterectomy. What? Station dump me out? Dump me? Hit the delay button? Everyone missed the best part. I am tired of this company censoring me. I am a radio genius. Now, how many times do I have to say it until you just blindly agree? I am the real deal. The real deal.
Like your hair, Martin. Is it new? Plugs?
Oh, if you weren't a black transvestite, I'd fire you. My hair is real. They just move something around with an egg beater.
Martin, you're unbelievable. Shocking. If what you said wasn't true, I'd sue you for harassment.
I should sue you. I see you looking at me. You're only human. Of course you want me. I'm an attractive, hard-working everyman, but I'm also a humble genius. You want me, don't you, Lisa? Don't you?
I want you, Mr. S.
Aren't you supposed to be grooming your groin with a blowtorch?
Yes, sir, Mr. S. Oh, shit.
Ouch.
Oh, smells like bacon.
It smells like the set of one of my films in here.
Ooh, I want those hot lesbians. Smithy, give them both some PCP. I want to get fined again so my show appears to be edgy. Oh, look at them. Love lesbians. Never gets boring having lesbians on the show. Why do they call me sexist and homophobic when I love lesbians?
That's so true, Martin.
Wow, they're smashing each other's faces, Mr. S.
Tell me, Stacy. It is Stacy, isn't it?
Yes, Martin.
How did you get into porn? Did your daddy touch you?
I just really enjoy it. I've got a new calendar coming out. Here, take a look.
Oh, wow, yeah! I didn't know that yoga could be so sexy.
Yeah.
I'm ready to give you a downward dog. A downward dog!
Or gardening. Look at that leaf blower up her sphincter. I'd love to do that for the show, Mr. S.
Wow! On the October page, here she is tending to the elderly in a hospice by servicing the dying men.
Oh, fantastic. Mark Brooks, our dull general manager.
Hi, Martin. Sorry to interrupt the show. Yeah, the contest next week, it got canceled.
Are you kidding me? Well, we did it last year, no problem. How am I supposed to do a shock jock show when you suits keep bringing me down?
Yeah, really. Martin makes this station a lot of money.
I know, but you guys are out of control.
Yeah, and we were raising money for leprosy.
That's right.
Listen, we're gonna do it anyway. We already have some contestants entered. Next week is the official third trimester triathlon. If you're pregnant in your third trimester and you can finish a triathlon without entering premature labor, you win. Tell them more, Smithy.
Yeah, as part of the triathlon, the pregnant women have to ride tricycles in circles and slam shots. They run 22 miles, and then after that, there's the breakdancing competition.
I'll never forget seeing a pregnant woman doing the worm.
Little guy shot right out like a stewed tomato. All right, let's get back to the PCP lesbians. Stacey, you seem like an intelligent girl.
Thanks, Martin.
Do you know what hypocrite means?
Of course.
What?
I just really want to help the kids. That's why I do this work. It's for the kids.
Yeah, what's your friend called?
This is Raven.
Wow, you are hot. Hot! Lisa, when we're done interviewing these brainless bimbos while our listeners masturbate behind the wheel, we need to attack some of these other radio shows that aren't as edgy as us and harass people till they commit suicide. Suicide!
Sounds like a brilliant and original plan.
Mr. S, I want to see how much mercury I can pour into my testicles until I lose consciousness. I'm doing it for you, Mr. S, and because I have self-esteem issues.
You're on a nationally syndicated radio show with me, and you got self-esteem issues? That's ridiculous. Lisa, isn't that ridiculous?
It really is, Smithy. You're a good guy.
But the porn stars never want to date me.
Yes, the porn stars. Why don't you two start messing around with each other again?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh.
Is that legal?
I don't know about legal, but it is incredible. I should win another award. I got a toilet full of them.
I know. It's the only room you'll let me see in your apartment.
Yeah, it's your spiritual home. Lisa, what have we got coming up on the show this week?
After the lesbians, we've got an incredible man who is so desperate to be on your show, he's going to wet himself and stick his penis in a wasp nest. Then we've got a feminist who you can shout at and offend, and some disabled people you can patronize and goad with money.
Fantastic. God, I am one of a kind. One of a kind. I say things everybody thinks, but nobody dares to admit, even to themselves.
It's a groundbreaker, this show.
Martin Sirius, the human wrecking machine. Where's that feminist? I'll shit on her.
First, we've got a man who pisses himself.
This guy sucks. I do the stunts around here. If anyone's gonna maim themselves on national radio for minimum wage, it's me.
So here he is. His name is Richie, and he comes from Hove Beach.
Hi, Martin. I'm a huge fan. I used to listen to you back when you were on LCFR.
Yeah, until I got thrown off the air for having midget lesbians burn down a church. People have no sense of humor. So what are you gonna do for us?
I'm gonna wet myself and then stick my Johnson in this wasp nest.
Oh, gee, he just pissed himself.
Ew.
Oh, that's gross. Stacy, stop giving that girl cunnilingus and watch Richie. He pissed himself.
I'll piss on Raven if you like.
Oh, this is incredible radio. Extreme.
It's a proper pissing match.
Yeah, leave the jokes to me, Smithy. Go fill your belly button with molten lead.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, Martin, I hate to be the one that breaks up the party, but that's my job. We've got a feminist on now. She wrote a book about sex and the media.
I love it. I invented it. Sex and the media. The media.
Here she is, Professor Dorothy Williams.
Oh, just like I guess, you're really ugly.
Excuse me? I have a PhD.
Yeah, what you got are double D's. Ha, are those real? The thing is, feminists are always ugly. And you just proved my point. Guys, listen to me. Any chick who talks about women's rights has more stubble than me.
You're not being fair at all. You're an asshole.
Yeah, it's not fair, but it's true. So true. I don't make the rules, I just speak the truth.
Well.
And that's why I'm paid the big bucks.
Mm-hmm.
My God. Listeners, oh, be grateful this is radio so you don't have to look at this moose. Think ugly, then multiply it by 2. Oh, what do you got?
Ugly squared. The cube root of ugly. Sine and cosine of ugly, Mr. S.
That's right. Give that man a trigonometry award. How about a weekend sleeping with underage prostitutes in Manila? Oh, wait. That's what you did last Christmas, isn't it, Smithy?
Shut up, Martin.
Lisa, I'm bored. Where's that stuttering midget meth head?
Here she is.
Midgets on meth.
On the Martin Sirius Show.
Hi, Martin. Hi, Smithy.
Smoke some meth, you disaster.
I'm so high.
Oh, this is real life. We got 2 lesbians shitting on each other, a man who pissed himself, a token black transvestite woman to keep the regulators and activist groups off my back.
That's me.
An out-of-control stunt boy and a pissed-off academic horse. And now a midget smoking meth.
Martin, you're a genius. This is incredible entertainment, but it's about all we've got time for.
We'll see you on the next Martin Sirius show. Stacy, why don't you come and sit on my lap and tell me about your daddy issues?
This has been the Martin Sirius Show. The show that's shocking. Shocking that anyone considers it remotely entertaining. Martin Sirius Show is brought to you in association with Pisswasser. Because after pissing on midgets, a real man needs a cheap German beer. Redwood cigarettes. The #1 cigarette to snub out on your genitals. Fleesa credit cards. Accepted in strip clubs worldwide. And the official body spray and deodorant of the Martin Sirius Show, the Horn. The Horn is not a date rape drug. It just seems like one.
Shocking!
America can't stop gawking at directionless heiresses and debutante disasters on the hit CNT show I'm Rich. Coming up next week on I'm Rich.
Fancy a pizza? So did rich financier John Fuskett. So he bought Italy. And everyone loves children, especially famous actress and singer Samantha Muldoon. Which is why she's taken to adopting a new one every day. We'll spend a day with hedge fund mogul Kirk Simplex, who's bought every historical castle in England and burnt half of them down to raise the prices of the other half. Or maybe you want to be like Kerry McIntosh. This gorgeous model and multi-millionairess got so bored of the airhead jibes, she purchased a brain and had it installed in her rectum. These are all true stories, and we'll have thousands more like them next time on I'm Rich.
That's I'm Rich, only on CNT.
Ever wonder why you look a lot like your neighbor?
Yes.
Do you have strange feelings towards your mother or sister?
Yeah.
Do you feel disconnected from your father? Don't look to therapists to explain what you already know. You're probably either adopted or the result of a fling at a 1970s car key party. Accept it. But how do you find out the truth? DNA. DNA never lies, except in a few rare sexual assault cases. Call Double Helix DNA Search today and find out who's really your daddy.
WKTT 1066. Because the liberal media wants to give your country to an illegal immigrant. we know the truth.
Welcome back to hell, people. Yes, the hell of truth. Here on Conspire, in which everything is real, apart from my name, John Smith, entirely living off the grid. No phone, they pay me in cash, I don't have a social security number, I am wearing a mask. Why? Well, if I tell you, I'll have to kill you. And, no one wants to broadcast to corpses. But let's just say, I have a lot of friends and a lot of enemies in very high places. The people who pull the strings are the people you know. Not President Lawton, but the guy who tells him what to say. Joe Lawton, by the way, went to the same grad program at the University of San Fierro that the man who invented the credit default swap system went to. Now, our economy is in the shitter, and they're all rich. Not complex, not difficult, just join the dots. They were in the same fraternity in college. That fraternity liked to get pledges to exhume the bodies of famous people. Who did Joe Lawton, your president, exhume? His own father, of course, Senator Lawton. Nepotism, money, and covert connections to power. Blink, and you miss them. And that's why they put pepper in the water supply, to make you blink. What does blinking cause? Come on, you know this. Distrust. When was the last time you talked to someone who blinked a lot? You don't trust a word they say, blinky-ass bastard. Anyway, let's hit the phones. Hi, you're being traced by government forces as we speak, trying to irradiate your testes. Glad to have you on the show. Shoot.
Yeah, I want to talk about global warming. Global warming is a real estate hoax to drive up the prices of mountain properties.
Interesting idea.
It's a myth. I mean, it's a lie. Where I live, the weather is always the same. I mean, every day. It's not getting warmer. Last week was pretty cold. It's always one of four things. Rain, sun, snow, or the other one.
Hail?
No, fire. Anyway, it's a goddamn lie.
Of course it is. The real problem is the next ice age, which will come in about 3 years. They're using global warming as a tool to frighten people into accepting extreme weather. Then, boom, thick ice everywhere, and sled dogs suddenly cost as much as cars. It's a trick by people in the pet industry to finally take down the American automobile industry.
Yeah, well, I never liked dogs anyway.
I don't blame you. Now let's go to Mrs. X on line 7.
Your rant about subliminal advertising is right on the money. Look at what it's doing to our children, especially with tobacco. You can see someone masturbating on a packet of Redwood cigarettes. It's right there in the design. I catch my kids smoking all the time, and they're masturbating while they do it.
Exactly, and we all know who taught them that.
Yeah, their father. I constantly catch him smoking in the garage and masturbating, working on the car my ass.
There are so many lies built into our society that sometimes we just don't want to know the truth. Like how they say syphilis is man-made. No man ever gave it to me. That came from a woman I met at the perfume counter at a department store. Trey, line 3.
There have been a lot of people talking about whether or not we landed on the moon. I don't really give a shit one way or the other, but I tell you what, we better do something about the moon soon. This space program is out of hand. Why are my tax dollars going to a bunch of geeks so they can drive around remote control dune buggies on Mars? We've gotten out of hand with this remote control shit. My mom even has a remote control vibrator.
This whole future is a failure. Chaos is all there is. You're probably saying, well, what's the point if I'm going to die? I mean, I could die of a heart attack tomorrow. Who cares about the yard? Let an immigrant do it. I've got some serious things to ponder and worry about. And you'd be correct. Now, on Conspire, we often find that the fans of this show are, like me, model train fans. Yeah. It's lovely to create that great westward expansion into realistic 1/16th scale. The scent of unstoppable progress in the air. A nation being born before it got lost in the mud of political correctness and that great lie that we're all equal. Tiny working signals, a tiny graveyard, trains chugging in circles, creating a tiny model community with the kind of people you like. Hardworking people you could paint any color you want. No conspiracies here, just progress. Only the way it was meant to be. And the smell of sulfur burning in your nostrils. But more on my model trains in a bit. Right now, we have a very special guest joining the show. She's the author of a new book called Connect the Dots, Conspiracies for Kids, Abigail Grayson is on the show. Abigail.
Thanks so much for having me.
Why kids?
Well, I have been researching for years, uncovering some truths and lies perpetuated by the Illuminati, the Skull and Bones people, and the Federal Reserve, and especially science. Do you know that we can trace our DNA back to one couple? Do you know what that means?
I'm afraid not.
That means I can't sleep with you. It would be like sleeping with my brother. We're all related. We're all brothers and sisters, and that is just sick. It's incestuous. It's dirty. It's
fascinating. But why is your recent book targeted towards children?
Well, Connect the Dots, Conspiracies for Kids, is an activity workbook and learning tool for young people to learn the truth about how to survive. Now, I targeted it toward kids because adults won't listen to me anymore. They have closed their minds to the truth that I speak. Look! I got an email alert from when people write about me on the internet. This one calls me a psychotic bitch. I know my message is getting across. For this book, I have done a lot of cable access shows. Yeah, big ones. It's catching on.
Well, the chapter on World War II is fascinating.
Yes, it is. It is, isn't it? I know. And kids can color in swastikas while they learn about how Pearl Harbor was an inside job. Yeah, but what I'm really interested in is these secret societies. Did you know a secret society runs our government? It's true. It's in my book. I did the research. Lots of the people in the government even believe that a bearded being existing beyond time will send envoys and children to the earth in order to perform miracles and provide meaning and justify war. Children must be warned of this. I also teach kids about gold and why our paper money is a sham. Now, you should hoard gold in your teeth, rings, necklaces, ingots, John. I'm talking ingots. Think ingots. Gold is the future. I sprinkle gold dust on my food so I even poop gold. Yes, then when I'm kidnapped, I can poop, I can pick out the gold and bribe the guard and escape with my freedom. Look, I can show you right now. You want me to show you?
I believe you. You're very resourceful.
Yes, I am.
Your book talks a lot about urban escape and countermeasures.
Yes, absolutely. Our society is on the point of complete collapse, and children should know about this at all times. Why are we teaching children how to write in cursive and learn mathematic tables? My book teaches kids what to do in case you're on the way to school and you get kidnapped. Do you know how to escape from handcuffs, John? Do you? I do. Things can go badly quickly. I mean, you figure out a safe word, but you never know with a guy you met on the internet. You got to get out of there fast.
It says here you recommend maintaining weapons caches?
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. I have weapons caches hidden throughout the city. If there's a terrorist attack, I need to be able to get a flamethrower quick. It's important all our children have this knowledge, too. After all, when the Russians invaded, who saved us, huh? Resourceful and good-looking school kids. That's who. Yeah, life is like a movie. Don't be an extra.
It's a great message. Let's go to the phones now. Chester in Albany, you're on.
This bitch is crazy. I took her urban escape and evasion course so I can know how to get out of a hostage situation. I paid $600 too. You know what she told me to do to escape and bargain for my freedom? Find out who the ringleader is and perform oral sex on him.
It worked for me in the Philippines. Now, look, John, I have traveled the world, except for Australia. That place is fucked. There are a lot of people that hate Americans for no reason, when all we try to do is help them and bring them democracy and bean machine coffee shops for their main streets. You know, it is a very scary world we live in, and I want to make sure that kids understand the essentials of survival. You know, how to find water, how to pick locks, how to hack into a classmate's email account and look for blackmail material, how to control these urges.